Hi, friends. Happy Friday. We made it.
One of these days we'll start like on time with the intro.
I know it's just, you know what it is?
It's the quick change.
It's the quick change. It's the no update, and it's, I don't know what. This is not a Rust thing, so don't get it twisted. But
oh no, I'm blaming Russ.
Trust me, this isn't easy on me either.
yeah,
This is a whole new muscle memory thing, and yeah, I'm still adapting.
The opens across the station are shorter.
Yes, that was kind of a mandate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that came from the higher ups.
Yes.
Higher ups always ruining it for the rest of us.
Well, not even the higher ups. It's from the BM.
Oh, the local higher ups?
Yeah, it's from the bowel movement.
Dude, let's pretend it's the higher ups in Philly so I don't get mad at people that I like. How about that? No, but that makes sense, and that's part of the adjustment. You know, it's like saxophone's a saxophone. Harrison Meringue, go. And you're like, ah!
I will say it was never something that dawned on me, but the gap that we had between the guys in the morning and Dusty and I
was the greatest thing on planet Earth.
It's like just being able to come in here, slowly get situated, sprawl out, plug in, not have to worry about anything. But now it's just like, hey guys, hey, and then go. And it's like, wow, that actually it is different.
Yeah, I bet you they like it though, because then they don't have to listen to me talk to them.
Well, I'll say this: you're telling me I got to do this for 2 shows.
Yeah, I know, right?
About to be 3.
Well, but the thing is, yeah, the
Dude,
Duck Insider, that's
you-
kind of a kick my feet up and kick back, finish the podcast, relax, prep for the happy hour.
I disagree. You should chime in with Joey Mack. Like, pretend you're in the room with him when he says stuff. You're like, yeah, good point. You know, Joey Mack's like, you know.
I'll just sit in here and fire off drops.
Yeah, exactly. Rough night last night for the women's volleyball team. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, there you go. You know, yeah. You can
work.
Yeah. Joey Mack is here with us today.
It's an A-bomb.
That you should try it, dude. See if anybody notices. Like, find duck drops that you could make and see how long will. Now, I mean, the jig is up.
Quack, quack.
Yeah.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, dude. I love that.
That's
They're
still
doo-doo.
that Spanish call was it was a Washington State game, wasn't it?
Ooh, I don't remember.
I think it was the Washington State game.
They're doo-doo also.
You could.
We
Is that
played.
Cam Cleveland?
No, that's
No,
Anthony
that's
Newman.
Newman,
That's
dude.
cute.
Yeah,
That's cute.
That's cute.
The
I love
Spanish
cute.
call, the quack quack is great, but the whole we ran the whole length call when it happened, and it was one of the best calls I've ever heard. It was just like, I want that on. I want that option available. I want those guys.
Those guys
in
for
particular
any show I
for
want.
any singular event, man. Like it was like Gus Johnson just level of just sportsgasm.
I got it. You want it?
Do we have the whole one?
It's a 28-second clip.
Yeah, listen to this thing. Tell me this isn't a banger.
It's Friday.
Dijeron que había caído adentro Franklin. Perdóname que estoy interrumpiendo. Nex atrás. Buena protección. Va largo. Completo. Primero y 10. Y se va a ir. ¡Adiós! Super duper big play. Quack, quack.
That's my favorite.
Quack, quack. Conexión del 10 al 11 de Bo Nix para Troy Franklin. Milagro en Pullman a favor de los Ducks. Super duper big play.
Tell me that it's not just an absolute banger of a call,
I think I heard El Avion in there.
dude.
I kind of knew what that guy was saying. Bo Nixie Troy Franklin.
It's so good.
It's such a fantastic call. I think it went like quasi viral, but I was just
it did, yeah.
I was like, this dude rules. I was
Quack, quack.
so into it.
That's why everybody's got it better than us.
Look-
Everybody's got it better than us.
Look, man,
2004 Red Sox win the World Series. There's Joe Buck. And the Red Sox win the World Series.
and lay out.
Yeah, but that's the first time in like 87 years.
I want.
Give me some.
You know,
I want some oomph.
we had the call the other day with like, and the game's over. And it was like, it was perfect because like I want emotion in my calls.
El Avion.
Yeah, like it's honestly locally. That's why I love KC. Calabro.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like when KC he's a Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Well, Wheels would do that too.
Yes, but
Wheels
I mean, like,
was good at that.
I'm talking on TV. Like,
yeah.
When you get a guy, particularly on TV, Kevin Harlan, Gus
Kevin
Johnson. Like when you get guys,
Mike Bream sometimes.
Yeah.
The bang is good.
What's his name in North Carolina? With the Hornets, Eric Collins. Eric Collins loses his mind. I'm like, yeah, this is sports. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be fun.
You know? It's little things.
I know.
Super duper big play.
I love, what is the thought process of switching back to English real quick?
I don't know, but it
You know,
works.
I get it,
hits.
Bull Nixie, Franklin, I get that, but like, why switch back? Super duper big play. Dude, the Spanish-speaking countries know what super duper means.
Well, I don't believe there's a Spanish equivalent of duper.
Probably not.
So you
And
can't
super-
say mucho dupo.
And super is that's Spanish because their
Yeah.
supermarkets there are called, the Spanish word is supermercado.
Yeah. We should workshop this.
No, it's
super duper.
So
Well,
yeah,
I'm just-
super duper grande
What is a synonym?
something.
What is a synonym for duper?
Mm,
Mucho gigante.
yeah.
Big ass, big play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gigante, that's a chain of like stores down there that they have in Mexico too, is Gigante.
Gigante
like kind of a-
supermercado.
It's like kind of a Kmart / Fred Meyer type joint, but they have a killer bakery.
Killer bakery, huh?
Dan text line, Mike Parker is also awesome. Yes. Parker's fantastic.
Doc is
Oh,
great.
Mike Parker.
dude.
Mike Parker is the quintessential AM radio
Play-by-play,
college
yeah.
football voice.
Yes.
Like that's what AI would spit out is Mike Parker.
I found out one of my father-in-laws is cousins with Doc Parker.
No kidding.
Yeah, they like grew up together.
You know, the other local guy, Barrett. Mike Barrett is, if you were going to teach somebody how to do play-by-play, Mike is the guy that you send to go. Because
and also
he
he will forever be
so
the
good.
voice of Bimart.
Yeah. Hey man, them buy my checks probably still hit too.
VO work is good, dude.
Look, I've seen some of the checks that like
Yeah.
VO guys get.
VO work is good.
Like if you've got pipes, man,
Yeah.
you can make money.
Mhm.
I was blown away. I was like, you get paid what?
Yeah, that's probably a lifetime contract for MB there.
I
too,
hope
with-
so,
with-
because
with Bimart.
It's not just on the radio. You walk in the
TV
store.
well, and TV commercials and
but you walk in the store and the announcements is MB. Like,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's that good money.
John Strong, he does soccer for Fox Sports.
Local
He's great.
guy.
Local guy. He's now the big time.
He's the voice of
He
U.S.
is
soccer.
the voice of U.S. soccer. He's pretty good. Who
I
else
mean,
is
we've
out
actually
there?
pumped out quite a few. Like, we've had some local voices
bangers.
that have been really good.
Some local bangers.
I mean, Wheels RIP was, he was, from Chicago, but he was here for what, 17 years?
I think we've buried the lead here. We forgot the best part of it all.
It's over. We think.
The best part about
Dude,
that
no
was
joke, dude. Jason Swigart on a Pilots game is pretty damn good.
he is. What's funny was we were listening to it live in the side studio.
Yeah.
Because it was so close, and so Dusty and I walked in there, and we hear that call live, and we bust up laughing. We're like, "Grab this now! Grab it now!" Because it was such a fantastic call. It's over. We think.
And on the opposite end of that lifetime of you wake up the next morning and all of a sudden everybody is talking about it at this station. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah.
It's good times.
I had a buddy once we were doing when I was doing Hunt for the Host, and I'd met Jason Swigart for the first time. My good buddy Nick of mine, he says to me, he goes, so like Swag, like when you talk to Swag, is he always hello? And I was like, yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, they always tell us, be natural.
Indeed.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
I do like serious Swag when he gets it
Oh
down.
yeah. That's golf. That's golf swag.
Yep. The YouTube chat thinks you're wearing a Jamarcus Russell jersey, which I should have let him run with.
No.
But I corrected them.
Darn it.
I should have.
Yeah, still can't see it, Daniel. There we go. Now we got
Sipping
it.
on some scissorp. Sipping on some scissorp.
No. I got my Genty jersey and I got my Bo Jacksons on.
I think the statute of limitations has gone long enough that you had a Jamarcus Russell jersey. I think you could rock it.
I would.
I think
not.
people would get a great kick out of it.
Dusty and I have talked about this.
Dude, I could rock a Ryan Leaf Chargers jersey. Why not?
The Jamarcus Russell, Darius Hayward Bay picks broke me. Both those picks broke me. Like I put a hole in a wall.
But Darius Hayward Bay was so fast.
I put a hole in a drywall.
Dude, you can't be punching walls because of sports.
I was so furious.
You can't be punching walls
Like,
because of sports.
if you're a Raiders fan, do not go look at the Jamarcus Russell draft because I think it's the next 3 players are Hall of Famers.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's brutal. Go look at the Raiders
do that
drafts
right
from
now.
like 06 to 10 or 11 and look at the players drafted after they picked.
I'm going to go look at it right now.
It's disgusting.
Let's see. What is this? The 2008 draft?
It's disgusting.
I can't figure it out. It's the 2007 draft.
Mm-hmm.
2007 draft. Man, Wikipedia is failing me right now. NFL draft. This is excellent radio right now.
Yep.
Just excellent. Hang tight with me. I'm almost there. All right. Number 2, Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Joe Thomas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Number 7, Adrian Peterson.
Uh-huh.
Number 11, Patrick Willis.
Mm-hmm.
12 is Marshawn Lynch. 14 is Darrell Revis.
Brother, it's literally just Hall of Famers. It's not like,
Yeah.
these are good players. It's like, no, these are first ballot Hall of Famers. And it's just like, it actually
Joe Staley at
it started
28.
it started the year before. It started the year before because they took Michael Huff, and the next couple of picks were Dante Whitner, Ernie Sims, Matt Leinart, Jay Cutler, Haloti Ngata, and you're just like, oh god.
Greg Olson was in this draft. I
Yeah.
forgot that Greg Olson went to the U.
Dude, the 07 draft is one of the best drafts.
Yeah, Ryan Khalil, Steve Smith, your boys.
Mhm.
Dwayne Jarrett. I
Yeah.
loved him in college. Not the best pro,
No,
but
you go to the 08 draft, and it's they took McFadden, and then after that, you just kind of look and you're like, that's not as bad, but you see like Keith Rivers, Gerard Mayo, Ryan Clay, and it's just like, oh, God, are we kidding me? Like, yeah, that period from 07 to 2010 broke me as a Raiders fan.
Well, that's what happens.
Fundamentally broke me.
good old Al. Good old Al. Oakley dokley. Well, we do got a show for you today. El Presidente in the news. We'll get to that. We're taking your suggestions for uncomfortable word of the day. So we have that coming up at 11:15. We'll have Web Gems at 11:45, as we always do. Plus, the deadline has become MLB baseball. I'm going to get Danny to talk baseball 2 times this week.
Yeah, no, I literally came in today. We're not leading the show with Josh Naylor.
Coming up next, Josh Naylor is now. I'm kidding. We'll finish up our kind of college football rodeo as preseason stuff, as media days wrapped up yesterday for the Big Ten, and kind of just looking about parity and all that kind of stuff. We'll open this up for a larger conversation. We'll get to that next. This is the Firm of Harrison Meringue on Portland Sports Leader 105.1, The Fan.
Brass monkey, that funky monkey. Brass monkey, chunky, that funky monkey. Brass
You can put it on the board.
Mariners get things. I'm going. I'm joking. I almost did it for you, Daniel.
I thought you were going to go down the path of the fan text line, talking about Greg Olson rapping into you. And
No.
I was like, you mean third leg Greg?
I'll have to check that out. 10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She'll interact with us throughout the entire show. That's where you come in. Also, shout out to the YouTube cats. We got a new hangman on the board behind me. So good luck to y'all there. Taking suggestions for uncomfortable word of the day. You can either hit the fan text line with that or the YouTube chat. But to kind of finish up our college football fantastical fanaddle as media days kind of wrap up.
Fantastical what?
Fanaddle.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fanaddle.
Media days end for Big Ten. SEC media days are over. We'll get some ancillary ones. I don't expect too much to come out unless there's a bunch of red-ass comments from coaches about not being a part of the big seat table. I'm sure Dabo's got something lined up at some point for us to talk about. But it kind of, Danny, you've been teasing this all week, and we've chatted a little bit, and I wanted to bring it more to the forefront and have a more longer conversation about it. And that is the parity that we saw in college basketball and how fantastic that improved the product and how much we really enjoyed the last season of college basketball, whether it was the tournament itself or just
Regular
actually
season play.
getting to know players
Yeah.
and regular season play. And some of that is the NIL, some of that is the transfer portal that we've discussed, but also some of it is just the health of the brand. And how does college football replicate that to have parity and top end play? Because I would argue last year in the playoff, if you look at all the teams in the playoff, you're like, whoa, this is everywhere. Indiana, Boise State, Arizona State, this is wild. Your big dogs are there, but this is all over the place. I would also argue that a lot of those games weren't that fun. So how do you get to that position where you have the teams that deserve it, but also get that parity?
Well, you tell the SEC to go to hell. The 5+11, that's they came out of there, and that's all they're trying to push now is because they'll sit there and tout their strength of schedule, and they want the committee involved because the committee's in their pocket, and it's very dumb. Whereas the Big Ten model, not just because the team that I like plays there, makes more sense for what is actually kind of we talked about this the other day. What's good for the game is just DOA. Nobody gives a damn.
Nobody cares.
But I do believe that the AQ model is better for the game because you will get the guaranteed, teams that show up. And I think that's a good thing. In NCAA basketball, come tournament time, despite the field being at least, 64 plus the play-in quote-unquote teams, and maybe it gets bigger, they're trying to push that and not push that, and who knows where it ultimately ends up. But for the most part, despite there being at least 64 teams that automatically get in, they get it right.
They do. And for those that want to bitch and moan about
Be better.
65 and 66, yeah, you're talking about a major conference team that's 500.
It's
be better.
Be better, dog.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we play in the ACC. I'm like, well, then be better. I don't care. But for the most part, they get it right. And there's so many other individuals out there that have gone out and kind of made their own metrics, and they end up kind of being the things that the committee members use to select, the Selection Sunday deal, and they figure that out. And I think that the NIL landscape has been a huge part of making college basketball better, and I think it can do the same for college football. Now, in college football, because there's so many more players and there's so much more movement, it is harder because the haves and the have-nots, the separation between the two is going to be wider.
Yeah, and you also have some built-in things that benefit you in college football that you don't have in college basketball, yet they've still somehow found a way to figure that out, and that is you can't be one and done in college football. You have to stick around for a little bit. That's a benefit that you should be using to your favor.
And if the NBA and college basketball ever go to a 2-year or more thing, I don't think they will. I think if you held a gun to the NBA at large, they would probably rather have everyone go 2 years in college, even the best guys, because even like I think Cooper Flagg is going to be at his peak an All-NBA player. I genuinely believe that.
I think he's going to be a 15-year player and a 12-year starter and an 8-time All-Star.
Like he's going to be incredible.
Hall of Fame, baby.
Like I think he's going to be spectacular. But if he goes to college for 2 years, and it's not saying he's not ready for the NBA.
God, I want him to come back so bad.
But number one, college basketball continues to go and grow. But when they get to the NBA, they're better.
Sure.
And
but how long's the gap until they get better? 3 years, 4 years?
Well, no, I'm saying if you spend at least 2 years in college, you're going to be better prepared when you get to the NBA, which is why I think in the NFL, why you see guys like Bo. He played forever in college and he got there and he was successful to start. It was like, yeah, it's
Gardner Minshew, my career backup.
He
played college 5 years. He should be ready to go.
He was missing some of the physical tools, but mentally, because he had seen so much, and you're seeing it come out of Browns camp with Dylan Gabriel. Like, he's literally played more college football than anyone else, so therefore he's seen a lot more.
Trey Lance had 70 snaps or something like that?
Yeah, he just didn't really play, and so like these opportunities are different. And when you get to the college football side of things, you're gonna have, we had Dave Bartu on, and he talked about how if you transfer up, you have like 700% more likely to be successful in the NFL.
Oh, because you transferred up?
Yeah. So that part of it, like the lessers are gonna probably take that impact, but they and to an extent they kind of work as development teams.
Sure.
But you also
that's also kind of the landscape of college football.
But you also have 134 teams now? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you can't have 134 good teams, but can you have 55 good teams?
Yes.
I'm not talking great teams.
Good teams.
Can you have 55 good teams?
I think you can. I think you can.
And that makes tuning in, week out, because instead of going to Georgia and sitting on the sidelines for 3 years, now you go play at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And now you go play at still a good, and this isn't like disparage Georgia Tech. You go to a place where, you know what? I can make more money playing than I can sitting on the sideline and developing under Kirby Smart's depth chart.
Yeah, I almost wonder if and we're I love where we've gone with this. You could look at a point, say you're from, Vancouver, Washington. Okay. You could choose to go to Washington State or UW, depending on the level of your caliber, and you could, quote unquote, stay close to home and play there for 2 years, bet on yourself, and hoping that after 2 years at UW, when you play there, you say you're a wide receiver, then all of a sudden Texas calls you and you're like, hey, I'm failing upwards. Like, that could be a huge benefit. And I wonder if kids will start thinking about,
I think you're already seeing it.
Can I do that? I mean, money is always going to.
But that's the thing is, though, not everybody's going to get the top end. If you're a top end guy,
if
you're a top
Central
end
Michigan
guy.
gives me more money than Michigan, I'll take it at Central Michigan, play there for 2 years, and then go somewhere else.
But that's the thing is, like, if all of a sudden you get more exposure, you're playing early, you're getting some money, and it's not as big of money, but if you go somewhere and you're like, Ashton Genty at Boise State is the perfect example.
Yeah.
I'm literally wearing his jersey right now. Like, if you go to a place that is quote unquote lesser, but you go and you show out, like, look, you want to say Travis Hunter is the Heisman winner and all those things, that's fine. If I had a vote, I was going to give it. If I would have had one, I would have given it to Genty.
You know what, Danny? Me too.
I
was going to give it to Ashton Genty.
What Travis Hunter did was insane. We've never seen anybody do that before, but we've only ever seen one person in the history of the sport do what Ashton Genty did, and that was Barry Sanders. But my point being, you can do it you can choose to stay at a place and be God King Xerxes, or you can go up.
Scissor me, Xerxes.
Yeah.
I had to, dude. It's in the news. Scissor me, Xerxes. You good? You lost there?
Well, look.
I think we found our uncomfortable word of the day.
That's the uncomfortable phrase of the day, anyway. Sweet, fancy Moses.
That episode's so good.
It's still morning time.
Xerxes has all the earrings and the chains.
Oh, apropos of nothing, since we're talking about uncomfortable stuff, I watched the I think it's the season premiere of South. Oh boy,
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh boy.
Well, we'll talk about Papa T. We'll talk about El Trumperino at 11 o'clock.
It good.
It real good. He like lot.
But if we're talking about
and I've not watched an episode of South Park in probably 20 years.
Oh yeah. I watched the streaming wars when I was recovering from the hip surgery, so I got into that a little bit. I exhausted a lot of television then. But the parity in college football, I think it's a good thing that Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, they don't go 4 deep at every position, and the proliferation of talent is more spread around the country. That's why you get a team like a UNLV before they ran into some stuff like all of a sudden, like, hey, are they going to be kind of good this year? Or like a Colorado State, like, are they going to be kind of good this year? Like, you get this stuff where guys, instead of going in the traditional route of like, yeah, no, we'll give you a little bit of a bad, but you're not going to play for 3 years. Instead, you go play football at a school that's relevant, and there's a sliding scale of relevancy. Like, is Colorado State going to win a title? No, but can they be in primetime against Colorado?
Heck yeah, they can.
And put on a show
and make Dion almost look stupid. Yeah, hell yeah, they can. Also, can you go to a mid-level team?
I will sign up every time also for making Dion look stupid.
Or Diego Pavia at Vandy, being a guy who will never have to buy a beer in Nashville ever again.
That's pretty good city. Low key, great city.
If you're going to be a king of a college town,
Nashville ain't bad.
That Smashville is probably one of the best.
And I'll finish on this before we move over to like what it could actually look like and how you get there. If you take a chance on yourself and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go to this lesser relevant quote unquote school and make my bones there and transfer. What if that lesser known quote unquote school is Indiana and you're there for 2 years and it's like, all right, I'm looking around the portal. Oh, we could be a college football playoff team this year. Maybe I'm not leaving.
But that's the proliferation of talent. And now the money starts coming in. And now, the local car dealership's giving you a bag and giving you a car. And it's like, this isn't bad life, is it?
This kind of sounds like the opposite of where we're going. So I want to get into that. How do you come up with this? Where do you get to that? There's conferences, seeds, automatic qualifiers, independent schools, etc. We'll get to a lot of that next. But first, we'll toss it to the big kahuna with sports.
I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys into whom you can place your trust. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starts today 5 games back of Houston in the AL West and are currently in the second wildcard spot. Those same Mariners starting their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Same 2 teams back at it tonight. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump for Seattle opposite Jose Soriano for Los Angeles. In the NFL, Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks announcing this morning he is retiring. He missed the first 2 days of camp due to what the team called a personal matter. Prior to spending last year in Cleveland, Hicks spent 4 seasons in Philadelphia, 3 in Arizona, and 2 in Minnesota. The Raiders told defensive tackle Christian Wilkins he has been released under the terminated vested veteran designation. The team voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money based on how he rehabbed from a Jones fracture in his left foot. The NFLPA has filed a grievance on his behalf. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Aloha, Portland sports fans. It's Marcus from the 808. Brah, you know what I do when I get tired from the day-to-day? I hit up 808 Hawaiian Restaurant. Get some terry chicken, a curry bowl, or kalua pig. Add a Hawaiian brew or island cocktail, and I'll be feeling all my ka'iloa in no time. It's like a trip back home without jumping on the plane. Yeah, you. Check out 808 Hawaiian on Burnside, Woodstock, Beaverton, or order online at ate-oh-ate.com. I'm Marcus. Ahui ho. Mahalo.
Hey, it's Isaac Ropp. I've always loved the aesthetic appeal of the all-new windows we installed in a home remodel several years ago, but as more time goes by, I'm beginning to really appreciate the money I'm saving due to their energy efficiency. If you too like to save big bucks, now's the time to get with Window Nation. 50% off all window styles and pay no interest for 5 full years. Deal ends at the end of July. Free estimates at 866-90NATION or windownation.com. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. Contractor code 249065.
Coast
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off.
Coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll get to the uncomfortable word of the day at 11:15. Talk about El Presidente sticking his butt in things.
Dusty?
Plus web gems at 11:45. This came across on the fan text line 503-864-6326, and Danny called me out in the break. I honestly did not mean to disparage UW right there. I really did not.
Yeah, you did.
I really did not.
You did.
Okay, shirt coon fan.
Once I realized it had come out, I was like, well, there's no going back now. I honestly was trying to think of other football programs in the state of Washington, but didn't want to go to Western or Central. I just thought of the first two because I thought of the state of Oregon, and I was like, well, Oregon and Oregon State's a pretty big gap. And then I guess subconsciously I was like, Washington State and Washington are a closer gap. So I apologize. I promise I was not just taking a blatant shot at the Huskies.
No, it wasn't a blatant shot.
I prefer to take
sniper
those
shot.
I prefer to take those planned and thought out and concise. That was more a regional situation.
Yeah, no.
Sure, Jan.
That was a full-on Super Troopers. That little guy, I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
About that little guy. Kind of finishing up how to create parity, and this is where I think a lot of this gets difficult, and we're kind of stuck in the automatic qualifiers, the 511, however you want it to do for each conference, whichever you're talking about. What concerns me about that, and this is what we've seen last year, which gives you the parity aspect, but doesn't always give you the best games. And this is probably where the SEC lies, that they want 4 or 5 of their teams in there because they think their 5th best team is better than Arizona State. And that in lies the problem, because the answer is it probably is. But Arizona State shows up to a playoff game and has got that chip on its shoulder, nobody believes in us kind of BS, and then they take a run at Texas.
And here's the thing. In general, they're probably right, but that's the thing that's what the SEC is always going to do. They're like, well, the depth of our conference and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, historically, you're probably right. Your 4th and 5th best teams are better than probably most Big 12 teams. That's fine.
Yeah, I've got the college football rankings right here, preseason ranks. Utah comes in at 5.
Wait, in the preseason poll, Utah is 5?
So I got college football news here. This is what they're telling me.
That can't be right.
I got top 25 here. College football news, final top 25 preseason prediction. The final top 25.
That can't.
No, sorry. This is the top 25 of what it's going to look like at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
And this is how they have to do to get people in. Because you got to be a conference champion, but they got to be high enough in the rankings.
They do have Utah 5.
Yeah,
Holy crap. They have them winning the Big 12.
Penn State 1, Texas 2, Miami 3, Notre Dame 4. Then you got Utah winning the Big 12, but then it's Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, Oregon, Bama. Boom, there comes Boise State. But now you got Clemson in. If Clemson's there and I got Ole Miss at 15, I can tell you right now I feel better about Ole Miss being in a playoff team than I do Clemson.
Yeah, because I mentioned.
I can't believe I'm arguing for the SEC on this, but I kind of, if you're looking for the parity, if you're looking for the best games, that's where you run into this trouble. Yeah, because I can't guarantee you that Boise State's going to take a run at Ohio State.
And if you look at the back end of the top 25, James Madison at 25, Memphis 24, Toledo 23, 22 Liberty, 21 Tulane, 20 Louisville, 19 SMU, 18 Kansas State, 17 Indiana. Like that's, but.
And all those bottom teams are because they expect them all to go on a big run and lose one game, and one of those teams has to get into the playoff.
And not only that, those teams that are here, those are teams that are probably going to win their conferences or be conference runner-ups in the group of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other teams, like the Indianas of the world, are let's see, they have Indiana projected to go 9-3.
This would have Indiana out of the playoff,
but they're at 9-3. It's it would depend on who you lose to, all those kind of things. But that's the thing is
this also has Michigan at 9-3. Pass, hard pass.
But again, it's about who you lose to and the parity and blah, blah, blah.
And when.
And we've talked about this.
And when.
I know. We've talked about this so much in Big Ten Media Week. If you say Penn State's going to win the Big Ten, fine. If you say Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten, fine. If you say it's Oregon, it's fine.
Fine.
And if you told me something like Indiana's going to win the Big Ten, I'd say you're an outlier, but I don't think you're crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, hot take, bro. No, I would say
that's a lukewarm take.
I disagree, but I don't think you're dumb.
You're not crazy. Same thing with the SEC. If you told me Texas win, fine. You tell me Georgia win, fine. Alabama, fine. If you told me Ole Miss, fine. I mentioned the stat yesterday. Ole Miss trailed last season for 2 minutes.
If you told me LSU wins, I'm going to tell you you're an idiot.
They're returning.
I just don't like Brian Kelly.
Well, I get it, but they're also probably returning the best quarterback in the country, not named Cade Klubnik.
This prediction of the final poll has LSU at 7. That puts them in the playoff.
But that's the thing is
that puts them in the playoff as outside of Notre Dame, the second highest seed that didn't win their conference.
Part of this is the quarterback turnover, and I think this has not as much to do with NIL as much as it has to do with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The last of the COVID players is gone.
Yes,
and
they are all gone.
So the very
Cam Rising is finally gone.
Dylan Gabriel gone. Bo Nix gone. Cam Ward gone. All the guys who had extra years or had another development spot, all those guys are gone. The guys that have just been around forever, right? Who's the Oregon tight end that went down to Miami? God, I'm totally blanking on his name. Cam McCormick played, 9 years in college football because he had 3 medical red shirts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then COVID.
3 gray shirts, a red shirt, and a COVID shirt.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Guys had
3, 4, 5, and 4 is 9.
I mean,
Math checks out.
It's 8 or 9. It's a metric crap ton that he got to play, and he had really, really unfortunate injury luck. But for the most part, I think that's why you're seeing such a vast turnover in quarterback play this year. And I hope it's not the anomaly. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. It's truly awesome. I think you can have your cake and eat it too, because when you talk about the NCAA basketball, you had the best player in the country in Cooper Flagg on a 1 seed. You had
went to a Final Four.
The second best player in the country in Janai Broom at Auburn. Where were they?
In the Final Four.
Like, you can have your cake and eat it too, where you've got the best players, the marquee players, but also have parity. And I think that's the case. Now, the quarterback play, like, we'll see if this is kind of a one-off, where, yes, Arch Manning is a big name, but he hasn't done anything yet. Drew Aller's a guy that's looked at, certainly. Cade Klubnik at Clemson. You've got Nussmeier at LSU. But, like, this is not a quarterback class that is looked at, like, it's not, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. Like, you're just looking at like, oh boy, those are quarterbacks.
May I ask something I'm not going to call myself a fringe college football fan.
Absolutely not, Russ.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go
Peace
for
out. Look, it always amazes me the turnover from year to year of players, right? And for some reason, the one that strikes me as a big, I don't want to say question mark, but like outlier, whatever, what have you, is Drew Aller. Because last year, everybody loved to just take a big old steaming dump on Drew Aller and say what a terrible quarterback he was.
I don't think they've stopped.
No, but the thing is, now, coming into this season, there are people saying that he is, the
best quarterback in the nation.
He could be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the country and a top first-round draft pick and
He
a
could
Heisman
be.
Trophy candidate.
He could be, because the quarterback class is not great and there's a lot of unknowns, but I'm
just saying, but how is it that you go from steaming turd to Heisman candidate just over an offseason?
My steaming turd take is in the NFL. He can be a very good college quarterback. Like that's where I always separate.
Look,
those
man,
two
I hate
things.
Cam Ward. Cam Ward was garbage at Wazoo, and he goes to Miami, and everybody's like, wow, this guy's amazing.
He wasn't garbage
Yeah,
at
he was.
Wazoo.
I watched him every single week.
He was not.
Throw the football away, bro. Why are you running out of bounds when you throw it away?
Cam Ward was very good at Wazoo.
He was fine.
He was very good at Wazoo.
I'd like to keep this thing running because I just looked at...
Because you don't want to talk about how good Cam Ward was?
I don't want to talk about how good Cam Ward was. I'm looking at this. If the playoff were 16 teams and it's based off this list, the answers might surprise you. We'll continue this convo next. Harrison Meringue, 1080 The Fan.
Sorry, underrated.
What is Colorado Rockies?
Coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, did we decide on an uncomfortable word of the day?
We have some contenders.
So we have some contenders, so keep bringing those in. The fan text line, 503-864-6326, plus the YouTube chat over at 1051 The Fan over on YouTube. Continuing this going, hey, Danny, I was doing some counting while you were talking. I was listening. I was multitasking. I was doing some counting.
You weren't listening.
And I was too. And I was doing some counting, and in this college football news ranking, okay, of what they think the final regular season ranking of 1 through 16, let's pretend that is what the playoff will be.
Do it.
How many teams do you think are of those 16 are not the SEC or the Big Ten?
4.
5.
There you go. Yeah.
5 plus 11 equals 16.
Which is why we can't go there.
Oh man, I saw that and was like, oh my gosh, did I just become? Am I a believer?
No.
Am I a sellout?
We can't go there.
Well, I don't have a team in the mix anymore, man. So this is like the NFL for me now. College football has become the NFL. I don't root for a team in the NFL, so I just watch games. I got players I really enjoy. I got coaches I really enjoy. I look for the best matchups. I tend to watch
that's a sad
all
fact of
prime time.
existence.
No, absolutely not. It's 100% fantastic.
No.
Because I don't have to watch garbage games because it's my team. I don't have to watch garbage games because I got players on fantasy. I watch good football and sometimes a little bit of primetime football because not always primetime.
No, you gotta bathe in the suck.
I do not.
Because
I don't.
When you bathe in the suck,
All
this
my
is from
other
a Raiders fan, when the redemption even starts to twinkle over the horizon, oh baby, it's great.
I already root for enough teams that suck. I don't need more. And so when I look at college football, I'm terrified that I just convinced myself that I believe in 11 from the SEC and the Big Ten. And the 5s can be the other conferences, qualifiers, and an at-large. Did I just convince myself to be a part of the evil empire? Maybe. Maybe I just did.
No, no, hard pass.
So I'm going to walk you through this.
Go.
Penn State, Texas, Miami, Notre Dame, Utah, Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, Oregon, Alabama, Boise State, Clemson, Oklahoma, Michigan, Ole Miss, Trojans. That's your 16. Okay, USC.
Yeah.
The next teams on the bubble, outside looking in, Indiana.
Who has the same record as Michigan.
And the same record as USC.
Yeah.
According to this. Yes. And Ole Miss. And and Oklahoma. The rest are all conference winners. Indiana, Kansas State, SMU, Louisville.
And the obviously the wrench that gets thrown in here is Notre Dame because they're an independent.
Right.
So and the Notre Dame
and they are the 5th, which in theory they're the 12th.
Yeah, it's like, come on, what are we doing here? They need to go to a freaking conference because their schedule is a cakewalk every year, and I'm sick and tired of them. I am almost as sick and tired of Notre Dame's schedule as I am of the SEC schedule.
You know what? I actually am more sick of the SEC schedule. And I think it's because
I said almost.
Almost. I think I'm more sick of the SEC because Notre Dame, I'll give Notre Dame a little bit of credit in this sense. They come out and they just say, hey, we're Notre Dame. That's it. We're not better than you. We're not worse than you. We're Notre Dame.
At least this year.
We do our own thing.
At least this year they're playing somebody. Notre Dame's schedule this year.
So the SEC wants to come out and tell you that they're better than everybody without really being able to always prove it.
Notre Dame's schedule this year is last year it was a cakewalk.
Dude, I see Catholics and convicts over there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they open up at Miami and then they host Notre Dame and then they have Purdue, then Arkansas.
How does Notre Dame host Notre Dame?
I said that they have Notre Dame.
So they open up against Miami and then they host Notre Dame?
They host A&M.
There we go.
Sorry.
Oh, Tejas A&M?
And then they have Arkansas on the road, Boise State at home, NC State, USC, and then Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse.
Boise State.
This is probably the toughest schedule they've had in a decade.
Nah, we ain't taking that.
That is?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Miami, A&M, Boise State.
Is Miami a conference game? Are they doing that weird? It's not a conference game, but they're still doing that weird coalition with the ACC.
Yes. So
because they're scared to deal with the Big Ten
or with anybody else. But
Come to the Pac-12, dude. We'll take you.
Miami.
You don't have the
Gonzaga basketball, Notre Dame football. Let's go, baby.
You don't have the money for that.
I don't even have the delusion for that.
Yeah,
I think it was a conversation I had with Luke the other day when it came to because it's always the 8 versus 9
hot
game
take
conference
exposed
schedule.
here.
Well, no, yeah. Well, this would be my hot take. But in terms of the 8 versus 9 game conference schedule, and the SEC likes to say, well, we always schedule a Power 4 non-conference opponent. Well, guess what? That Power 4 non-conference opponent that you have scheduled, they scheduled you too.
Yeah,
and they play
true.
9 damn conference games.
That is true. Oh, Notre Dame, they scheduled Boise State, and it's like, yeah, Boise State scheduled Notre Dame.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with USC because the USC Notre Dame rivalry is there no matter what. And it's like, yeah, also they play the Big Ten. Congratulations, Notre Dame.
So that's one of the things that infuriates me about the SEC in there. Ooh, it just means more here.
Yeah,
We're just a better conference.
I think also,
We don't need to play 9 conference games.
We're kind of going in circles with a lot of this stuff,
Well,
but it's also the size of the leagues. Like if you can be in the Big Ten and you can be a player to be in the Big Ten championship, like we've seen Iowa's in the past and Wisconsin's in the past, who have skipped Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State in a full cycle before the West Coast comes in. That's a pretty hard judgment test as well.
The same thing happens with the SEC. They protect their teams.
But that's why you have the conference championship game. So even if you do skip Bama and Georgia and LSU somehow, you're going to have to play one of them in the title game.
Georgia, they've played. Have they played at A&M yet?
Georgia at A&M?
I don't think they've played at A&M yet.
Don't have that on my brain.
Like there's like 2 schools that Georgia just hasn't traveled
they don't play
to.
them this year.
Yeah, it's like when they do, it's only been it's been like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But the SEC, and we've talked about this so many times, they protect their brand.
They do.
They do, and
they don't care that we all know it.
Yeah,
they don't care that we're all calling them out.
That's the thing is stop treating everybody like children.
Oh my Lord, Georgia plays 3 road games this season.
What? How?
3.
These guys are so ridiculous.
And they're all in conference, right? Because they probably got.
They have to be.
They are at Tennessee, at Auburn, and at Mississippi State.
And they got their non-cons at home, right?
Yeah.
Versus Marshall, versus Austin P.
They get Florida. Florida's neutral site. No, Florida's.
And then they end the season hosting Georgia Tech because that rivalry. But yeah. And the week before that is Charlotte. They host Charlotte.
I don't want to talk about that again. I'm going to get angry.
They host Alabama, host Kentucky, host Ole Miss, host Florida, host Texas.
They protect their brands, man.
They go on the road to Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi State.
I will tell you, two of those 3 are very tough.
How do you have 3 road games in an entire season?
Because it matters more here.
They protect their brand. But you can't get parity, though, until that stuff gets knocked down.
Coming up in the second hour, I'm going to run outside real quick and get a box for Danny to stand on. I think at one point it held some soap. So we'll get to that and why politicians should not get involved in much sports. We'll get to that. Loaded second hour. Don't go anywhere. This is The Firm of Harris and Meringue, 105.1 FM.
Hey, it's Suk. And when it
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust here with your Sports Center update. First on The Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starts the day 5 games back of Houston in the AL West and are currently in the second wild card spot. Those same Mariners starting their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Same two teams back at it tonight. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump for Seattle opposite Jose Soriano for Los Angeles. The Raiders have told defensive tackle Christian Wilkins he has been released under the terminated vested veteran designation. The team voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money based on how he rehabbed from a Jones fracture in his left foot. The NFLPA has filed a grievance on his behalf. Only 2 weekends left for PGA golfers to make the top 70 in FedEx Cup points for the playoffs. From TPC Twin Cities, it is the 3M Open, and I only bring this up because I like to say the name Thorbjorn Olesen. He is at the top of the leaderboard after a 5 under 66 today. He's 14 under overall, 1 stroke clear of Jake Knapp. Then you've got 4 golfers tied at 11 under par. That would be Matty Schmidt, Chris Kirk, Pearson Cootie, and Adam Svensson, who has yet to start his second round. He shot an 11 under 60 in the first round. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, welcome into the second hour of the Firm of Harris and Meringue. If you missed any of the first hour, you can download that, the Fan Podcast, at 1051fm.com, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up in the nooner hour, the big noon kickoff, we've got...
I don't know if we can use that.
I know, the big nooner. We can use the big nooner.
We call it some afternoon delight.
It just popped into my brain. The big nooner, we'll get into the buyers have started buying in Major League Baseball. The very, very dangerous beginning of controlling the message, a little part 2 of a story we talked about yesterday. And we'll get to whatever the hell's going on in Las Vegas and the Raiders and the NFLPA. Boy, the NFLPA is taking a lot of rough hits, I feel like. Front and center. They don't even got anybody in charge and they got to deal with something. But we'll start here. There was the Ross Dellinger article that we wanted to talk about a little bit. That was kind of money being allocated and the back pay and all this kind of stuff. And
basically, they greenlit collectives after it was a grand total of 3 weeks that the collectives were not allowed. The college sports committee came through and was like, you're going to abide by this, and there's not going to be this, and this, and the other. And then as Andrew Brandt always says, there will be lawyers. And 3 weeks later, and not even like Josh Pate was talking about this the other night. He was like, yeah, it didn't even last the whole 3 weeks because they came together and realized, I'm sorry, not that they realized that they thought there was going to be like legal cases. But I bet you after the NCAA got their ass handed to them over and over and over
continuously
and over and over again, they were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on this legal case that we're going to lose. And so they quite literally pulled a trump card.
Yeah.
They pulled a trump card and said, hey, old Tommy Tuberville, you want to reach out to old President Trump?
You remember you are guy, even though you're a terrible human and nobody likes you?
And President Trump signed an executive order stating, I want to make sure I get the wording for this correct. So this is from the executive order. It declares that schools should not permit athletes to accept third-party pay-for-play payments. The order states that the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, should use future federal funding decisions, among other tools to force schools to abide by administration's policy.
I swear to God, that'll stop your heart. Sorry, I had to. You said McMahon.
Oh, no. Basically, what they're saying is they're going to use the purse strings of the government to hammer schools that don't abide by these rules, and you will abide.
I do declare.
I do declare.
I mean, Columbia, is it Columbia that's about to pay the administration $221 million? I think I saw that yesterday.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, one of them. Because
well, they're also
like,
deadlocked in a fight with Columbia Sportswear right now, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like for branding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Columbia Sportswear is pissed at Columbia University.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Solely their name.
Well, because they had an agreement that any Columbia University like gear, whatever, shirts and whatnot would also include like the name,
branding,
either like, Columbia University or Columbia, what I forget what their mascot is. But they were also to not use Columbia Sportswear's main like blue color in any of their gear, and they are. And Columbia is angry.
What about the mighty Columbia River?
They're
that
not,
was called that first. What about Columbia, South Carolina?
I got a soft spot in my heart for Columbia Sportswear. I worked in the
they make
old
stuff.
employee store for a while, stocking shelves.
I buy their stuff a lot.
Yeah,
I buy their stuff a lot. Anyway, we digress.
But no, this executive order is very interesting in the sense of like, Dusty has always said, when we talked about this over the years, like somebody has to take control of this, and the government's probably gonna have to get involved. I am a very low government person involved in anything.
And I'm kind of the opposite, but I'll ask this, and you can respond on the fan text line 503-864-6326 and the YouTube chat as well. When has the government stepped into sports and it been a good thing?
Yeah, my point
like
is
that's the big thing. Like you and I have different views on the government.
Sure.
But when it comes to sports, look, if they were to step in and do something, I would probably have less of a problem than you if they were actually going to do something.
But here's the thing. I worked for the government.
Yeah.
I've seen, like, I've mentioned the fraud, waste, and abuse stuff. I'll mention this story again. I was on what's called casual status while my security clearance was being processed through when I PCS, when I went to another installation. When you go to a different installation, you have different clearances, different needs and knows, different classifications that you all have to kind of go through. And so I was on this status for about 10 days. And when you're in the military and you can't go do your job, you get put on casual status. And casual status means you're going to go do whatever the hell I tell you to do, because you don't just get to go chill for 2 weeks.
Right.
So there's a part on at least on every Air Force base, you have DRMO, and it's
which is
Department of Resource Management.
Thank you.
And we took a deuce and a half, that big 6-wheeled monster truck.
A deuce, a little deuce coupe,
a big dumper.
You don't know what I got.
And we went around from unit to unit on base, and every squadron, every group has storage rooms, and we collected computers from the previous budget cycle that were still in the box.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
And we didn't go give them to charity. We didn't go give them to schools.
You should have.
We legally, air quotes, can't.
I know.
So what did we do? We took them and we destroyed them. And we did this with hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of computers. And this is just what I did for like 7 days. And that is the last entity that I want touching my sports.
Yes.
I do not want them involved in any way, shape, matter, or form.
I agree, but on the fan text line, this comes across, and this is so true. Pretty sure our American sports leagues rely on antitrust exemptions from the government to even exist. That's true, especially when it's the charity, the nonprofit. And how long have these companies ran
and
as
also
nonprofits?
Don't like that either. But also the reason this is where it gets messy,
because you can start arguing that it's run as a nonprofit because it generates so much commerce and creates so much economic boom for cities and television and markets, no matter what you live in. Man, I hate these people.
But even going beyond that,
I'm taking it down.
To get the antitrust exemption, what do the players have to become?
Part of a union.
Employees.
There you go. And that's where it stops, because the government doesn't want the college player to be an employee. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're getting at?
But also they're kind of forcing that to happen here.
They're kind of forcing
because
that
if they become employees, you can't tell them no because it's anti-capitalist.
Right.
You will get crushed.
It's better than them socialist communists.
That's
the same thing.
The NLRB and every single workers union on the freaking planet will come through and annihilate you if you tell somebody that they can't go get paid X from Y. because you cannot do that.
Because this is America, damn it. This is America.
You're joking, but you're right.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's, I know.
Yeah, I know. I just eat crow about it.
But it is. You can't. If you're worth what somebody says you're worth.
That's so.
It takes one person. It takes one person, and that's why if you want to talk about the NBA right now and the restricted free agency stuff, it's like, well, Cam Thomas, Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, Jonathan Kuminga, they're telling you you're not worth $30 million.
Yeah.
You can go out and try and get it, but if nobody's going to pay you it, that's the way it's going to go. And if, in this case, if Nick Saban Cadillac decides Ryan Williams is worth $10 million and he's an employee, guess what?
Yeah.
He's now worth $10 million.
My mama always told me that you're only worth what you believe you're worth. That's called self-worth.
I saw a motivational quote last night. I can't remember who retweeted it, and I was like, oh, that's just corny. But then I started thinking about it. It was like, if you ever question,
hit you in the feels.
It kind of made me think a little bit of the sense of like, if you feel like you're worth more than you currently are, whether it's in life or in your job, and you're not getting what you think, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Find where your worth is.
That's true.
And worth can change, whether it's monetary, emotional, spiritual, whatever, physical, whatever it is they're looking for, seek it. And I was like, that's corny, but also there's some truth to that, because we were talking about like the transfer portal and the parity in college football. Look, your worth may be your playing time. Your worth may be your mental well-being, because you want to be in a place that you want to be wanted.
Yeah.
If you want to tie this back to the
like
NBA,
me right here.
Well, Damian Lillard. The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
He came home to where he wants to be, and it's worth it.
Because he realized that some mental aspect was worth more than some monetary aspect. And I don't just mean money, but like rings and stuff.
Yeah, like you decide kind of what that is for you, and you can't have somebody else tell you what you're worth.
When we come back, the uncomfortable word of the day makes a debut on Fridays at 11:15. Last chance to get those in, 503-864-6326, or the YouTube chat. That's Danny Meringue. I'm Patrick Harris. This is The Firm, 105.1 The Fan. Season 4 underway. We'll get to that in 15 minutes, plus Web Gems at 11:45. Got a loaded Big Nooner, so stick around for that as well. Pretty big news for the happy hour with Luke Anderson today. I don't know if I'm able to spill the beans, so I won't. I will just say that he's got 2 guests on today let's just say if you're someone like me,
I
you're
think he
interested
promoted
in
both
that.
names yesterday.
He did? Okay.
Yes.
He will have
Yes.
Keith Hill and Will Darkins on the show, which should be really, really fun listen. So
yes,
that's the bonus hour from 1 to 2, and then his normal hour 2 to 3, and then primetime 3 to 7. Ladies and gentlemen, we are throwing darts at the board, trying to figure some things out, listening to you, and trying to figure some new fun things to do. We have landed on giving this a shot. The uncomfortable word of the day.
I think it's the word of the week.
Uncomfortable word of the week.
Because we're only doing it once a week.
That's true. Yeah. I'm going to change that in my notes here. WEEK. Delete.
We could have gone uncomfortable word of the week and WEAK.
Oh.
We could make it the uncomfortable word of the weekend and let you stew over it for the next 3 days.
We just tell you what the uncomfortable word is. We each say a little quip, and then you think about it for 3 days. You're like, those sons, damn it.
And
sitting there mowing the lawn on Sunday and going, God, that word.
Well, and then we just got to make sure we do it in a super creepy voice, too, so they can't get it out of their head.
Jeffrey Rust, what is the uncomfortable word of the week?
I think we have arrived on milk.
We had some good submissions that we were keeping in the holster, but milk can go so many different ways.
I'm assuming milk as a verb instead of a noun.
You can take it as however you want.
Yeah,
but
that's the most uncomfortable version of milk for me is the verb.
Yeah,
can milk be an adjective?
I mean, yeah.
We don't kink shame here.
Well, milky.
Milky?
Yeah, oh God, that's worse.
Yeah, see? Then you can get into nut milk.
Nut milk. That's a thing.
Or milking.
Yeah, that was my point of milk being the verb.
It's just
the milkman.
That can go 18 different ways.
The milkman.
We get that delivery every Friday morning.
Coming up next
from the milkman.
on 105.1 The Fan.
Used to be Alpenrose, but they got bought by Smith Brothers, which is like some joint out of Washington.
That doesn't sound nearly as cool as Alpenrose.
No, it really doesn't. But we still get the fantastic Alpenrose chocolate milk.
But what is it about a word that can make it uncomfortable? Like the one that everybody always goes to, and I didn't want to do it, was moist.
Yeah, that's the low hanging fruit.
It's like, come on, everybody like.
Well, and this is one of those where, and we've brought it up several times lately. It's like the Supreme Court's definition of porn. I know it when I see it.
But like, what are the intrinsic characteristics of a word that make you uncomfortable?
But that's the whole thing. Is like I don't know that there are any necessarily defining characteristics. It just feels ick.
This is your perfect to what you're just saying. Somebody just texted in milking table.
Yeah,
a milking table?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's a real thing.
I don't like that.
Well, I'm sure probably is in some sort of doctor's office. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking cows?
No, we're definitely talking cows.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
The milking table is probably at
Are we talking
a depository of some sort?
Are we talking about what's behind the wall that has a hole cut out and you can't see anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, good old Jared Jones and his what is it? Smiles and glory holes.
Could there be a milk table behind that?
Oh God, I am very uncomfortable.
See. It was funny. We're in the break and we were like, "Can we say nut milk on air?" I'm like, "Yeah, almond milk exists."
I'm more of an oat milk guy myself. I think what makes things uncomfortable is, look, you can make any word into inappropriate, okay? You know, I just charged my cell phone. You know, have a tall glass of water.
There was a
Like,
Rick
you
and
can
Morty
do
bit
anything.
about it was like Charge Landia or something like that, where like everything was about charging.
Yeah, I think you need a moment where you can, even when you're not being dirty or inappropriate, that it still is rough. Like, hey mom, I'm gonna go to the Tashi station and pick up some power converters, and she's like, not till you're done milking that cow. And you're like, ugh. I don't like that.
Yeah, see, and they had that.
And I'm not even thinking about it dirty. I'm thinking about it like,
well, that was like, was that green or blue milk? I don't remember what color that milk was in that scene. Uncle
blue milk
with Uncle
with
Owen
Uncle
and Aunt
Luke.
Beru?
It's
Yeah.
blue.
Is it
blue
blue?
milk?
Okay.
Yeah, blue milk.
All right.
Also, like blue
Just
milk,
like the lightsaber.
Also, blue. You're like, oh man, why is it blue? Like,
Why is it
blue?
See, this is why.
Then there's characters whose skin are blue, and you're kind of like, oh man, like is this some like aphrodisiac over here?
Oh right, yeah. I was 5 years old and being like, I feel weird things watching this lady.
This is why we the idea for the segment came up, because the text line is blowing up with like things like this. I'm 7 weeks into a newborn. I can tell you all about milking and milk. Oh, there you go. Perfect. This segment makes me uncomfortable. That was the whole point. It's like,
Yes.
what can we do to like just go, oh no, screw this. Like I've got to get something off my chest. Any body part followed by milk is uncomfortable. Eye milk, elbow milk.
What the hell is elbow milk?
Forehead milk.
What the bleep is forehead milk?
Well,
Well, now are we just putting weird words together that don't mean anything?
But I think that's what makes it kind of uncomfortable, because then you're like, elbow milk, that's stupid. But when you talk about it in the context that we're talking about it, it kind of freaks me out a
Want to
little
get
bit.
weirder? Then how about armpit milk?
Oh.
Ugh.
I mean, forehead milk you usually got to pay extra for.
Oh my god.
Well,
how many
Just
girls?
sick being around you.
How many
idiots.
girls and how many cups?
2. It's always 2. No more, no less.
And now it's gone.
And let's see here. We're still a
And
couple
we've
minutes
done
shy of having to break,
And
so
we've
have
done
fun, fellas.
Have fun. Best Apple Cup I ever went to was 16-13. Cougs beat UW in triple overtime. That is also known as the 2 girls, 1 Apple Cup.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I have never clicked that link in my life.
Don't do it.
I won't do it.
Don't do it.
I know what it is. I just won't do it.
I've seen about 5 seconds of it, and it's charred in your brain forever.
They did a Family Guy bit on that, and it's like Stewie like discovers the internet or something like that, and Brian brings over the laptop and is like, put this in. And it was like, oh, what's happening here? Okay, it's too lovely. What's happening? Oh God! And like Brian like holds his eyelids open. He's like, oh God, why would they do that?
One of my roommates in college, his dad was coming to visit us, and he showed him that video, and we're all like on the other side of the computer because like none of us want to see any more of that again. This my buddy's dad watched the entire thing expressionless, and he got done. You gotta talk like this. He gets up and he goes, "Yeah, that's the most disgusting thing I ever seen," and then just walked away. We just watched the whole thing. No fate. No, don't do it.
But
Don't
also
do it.
brings
I'm
in-
so sad that we went there.
We were
I'm
all-
very disappointed in us guys.
We were all brought up on Got Milk.
We were so close to Friday, and we had to go there. We were brought up on Got Milk. Hot babes with a milk mustache.
Yeah. Well, and listen, there's a reason
hate
why
milk.
we decided to do this on a Friday instead of a Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true. I hate milk personally.
This is.
I love milk. I love milk.
Oh no.
Oh, that reminds me, dude. I got a cappuccino right here.
There are so many
featuring
hosts.
oat milk
There
because
are-
regular milk is disgusting.
There are so many hosts
all
on this
cool.
station
It
that say
also-
that they can't remember the last time they had a glass of milk. I will pour myself like a pint glass full of milk and put it down all in not one gulp, but without taking a breath.
the most
I love a tall,
savage.
cold glass of milk.
Oh God,
that
like
is
that,
so savage.
That is the closest I will probably get to like gagging on air. I despise drinking milk.
Milk's gross.
I have not.
It's so good.
I have not drank a glass of milk since I was probably 3.
Yesterday.
Ugh.
Tall pint glass of milk, all down in one drink.
We buy like buttermilk and half because preschool she teaches with it or cooks with it.
Mm-hmm.
She teaches with it, huh?
Teaches with it.
Yeah, hey.
Milking, dude. You start them young.
That's a drop.
All right. All right.
Oh, here you go. Then now the text line's really getting into it. Oh, the moist texture of milk is so satisfying.
All right, coming up here next, we'll get into season 4 has been shot. Are you excited about this? And the sequel's out too. Which one gets you more excited? We'll do a little fun with that. But first, there's Rusty with sports. You sick, sick man.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust here, the Fan's biggest milk drinker with your Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starts the day 5 games back at Houston in the AL West and are currently in the second wild card spot. Danny just opened my door and just screamed, milk! Those Mariners They started their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Same two teams back at it this evening. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump opposite Jose Soriano. Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks announcing this morning he is retiring. He missed the first 2 days of training camp due to what the team called a professional matter. Prior to spending last year in Cleveland, Hicks spent 4 years in Philadelphia, 3 in Arizona, and 2 in Minnesota. And only 2 weekends left for PGA golfers to make the top 70 in FedEx Cup points for the playoffs. They're in TPC Twin Cities this weekend. It's the 3M Open, and I just like saying the name Thorbjorn Olesen. So that takes us to the leaderboard. He is at the top, 14 under par after a 5 under 66 today. He is 1 stroke clear of Jake Knapp. They have 2 strokes on Matty Schmidt, Chris Kirk, and Pearson Cootie. Matt Wallace, Chris Gotterup, Wyndham Clark, William Meow, Akshay Bhatia, Takumi Kanaya, Sam Stevens, and Adam Svensson. They are all 4 strokes off the pace at 10 under par. Boy, I need to look at that leaderboard before I say those names. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Russ from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday mornings 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 a.m.
Web Gems next in about 15 minutes. We'll talk a little baseball in the final 12 o'clock hour and some NFL stuff as the PA keeps taking hits. And I don't know if they're going to stop, per se.
Fan text line is on fire right now. It's not oat milk or almond milk. It's just juice.
I know, but that's weird to say. Like I'm drinking this oat milk cappuccino right now. Do I walk into the coffee shop and say, "Can I get an oat juice cappuccino?"
I think you just call it nut juice.
My wife just texted
Boy,
me.
we really just jumped the shark on that one there. Afterward, didn't we?
My wife just texted me and said preschool does not approve of this message. But one thing she will approve of.
She does teach it.
Yeah, one thing she will approve of because we love this.
Well, and then I guess is buttermilk one word?
We're
or
done.
Is it
We're
three?
done. We're done. We're done. We're done. That was awful, Jeff Rust. That was so awful. Because at first I was like, just stop talking about it. Then my brain started thinking buttermilk is one word that I was like, good God, Rust, you sicko F. Get out of here.
You're welcome.
And that is why this segment is going to work.
Oh, man. Something my wife and I do enjoy, a little wholesome family fun, that would be Ted Lasso. Season 4 starts shooting now, and I kind of thought this would be fun going into the weekend to kind of chat about some sports things that are up on the horizon entertainment-wise. As Ted Lasso's shooting Season 4, the premise, story moves to Kansas City, where Ted takes on his toughest challenge yet, coaching a second division women's team.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. But returns cast members such as Brett Goldstein's Roy Kent, Coach Beard, Rebecca, Keeley, the whole crew.
Look, if
I can get Roy Kent in D2 women's soccer, that sounds great.
Look, just bring me Hannah. Bring me Hannah.
Mhm.
Agreed. She did something in an award show and was singing in a dress.
The karaoke episode of Ted Lasso is absolutely
No,
she is terrifying, and I love it.
Oh,
she can sing. Like she was doing karaoke out like after some like red carpet event in this skin tight dress. I don't think I've ever seen a woman at that age look more attractive than she did in that moment. Like it was. Did you remember Selma Hayek on the red carpet like 2 years ago?
10 years ago?
No.
20 years ago?
No.
There's a lot of things.
There's
I
a lot
remember
of
about
things.
Selma
No.
Hayek.
No, you'll
need more details.
No, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when she was on the red carpet 2 years ago. And it was like, oh, hello, Miss Hayek. Yeah, Hannah, was it Waddingham? Is that
Yes.
To go from ringing the bell down the streets in Game of Thrones saying shame, shame.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that's her.
I told you that, and you're like, what?
I know. I can't believe that's her.
To that? Goodness gracious. Like that, like I will be the broest of bros right now.
Which is funny. I thought you'd go the Juno Temple route.
No.
She's got that hot, like British trashy look to her.
See, that's not my jam. Easy there, got milk.
Okay, nut juice.
Oh, God. I swear to God.
But
the both of you are going to be the death of me.
Brother, her age, looking like that, I mean, that's prime Wagyu. That is unbelievable.
Did you say that's prime beef?
Oh, yeah. Look, I mentioned this the other day when I got back from Vegas. One of the Backstreet Boys.
How are we going to do another hour and 20 minutes?
Prime beef?
Very easily. Very easily. Let me tell you.
That's prime Wagyu.
Let me tell you right now, marbled, all right? But no, one of the Backstreet Boys, they were talking about how they came up with, like, it was like right before the show, it was like 3 days before the show.
Mm-hmm.
One of them sent out, like, on social media, like, wear white. And then, me and the other guys were there that were not wearing white, but, like, all the women in there were wearing white.
But it's past Labor Day.
But yeah, well, no, it's not.
I know, but I made you think.
You like my brain reset there. It was like,
Good.
I think
Good.
Danny just had a stroke.
Yeah.
Good. Your brain could reset right now.
But they're like, they asked him about social media. He's like, I don't know what platform it was. He's like, I'm 53. And the funniest thing happened, like, all of the dudes in the arena kind of had the same collective thought at the same time. Like, 53, you look great. Like every dude that was in there was like 40-year-old or like, I'd kill to look like that at 53. Hannah Waddingham, I don't care what age she is. She's got it.
She does have it.
And it's not just the look. It's this. It's the. That's the kind of person, like, not man or woman, that walk. Have you ever been in the room with somebody uber famous, like a Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie.
I was in a record shop once in Hawaii with Eddie Vedder. Does that count?
Sure, but striking features.
I got to ask Joel Prisbilla a question at a Trailblazers practice.
I once saw
about fronting Yao Ming in the playoffs, and he was not pleased with me.
Ooh.
I once told Shane Battier that he's the greatest player in Duke history at Henry's on
there you go.
Burnside once.
There you go.
And he looked at me and went, "Whoa, wow!"
Like that's a big
He
one.
was like, "Thank you, you're an idiot."
Thought you Portland fans were smart.
Oh, he was on Miami.
I know, but I'm saying like in Portland.
Yeah.
But it's I've been in the room with Julia Roberts, and yes, her beauty is otherworldly striking, but it's also there's something about presence.
Yeah.
Like somebody who wasn't attractive, John McCain. But when John McCain walked into the room, it was just like, oh my God. There's like, but Hannah Waddingham, she's stunning, and the presence of her is just unreal.
I'm more about her personality, and I thought her character arc was fantastic. At the beginning of that show, I thought her character was really kind of a loser, and she was a crappy actor, and then I thought she came a long way. See how I'm trying to like stall and not talk about women and their looks and just talking about personalities?
Hey, look, I'll talk about hot people, man or woman. I don't care if you're hot and you've got it, or even if you're not, you've just got the juice.
I'm more about the juice.
Yeah.
The milk.
The milk.
Here it comes.
I'm not going to say it again.
No, man. Look, man. When you come into that room, you got milk or not?
Big milk campaign. So. No milk? How the hell do you eat Oreos? Love your show, by the way. You're an idiot.
Split it in half and
cereal.
Eat it.
I don't really
dry cereal if I'm ever forced to eat it.
I'm not allowed to eat Oreos in my house
because you can't eat less than a sleeve.
Ah, man, I eat so much.
Yeah.
I don't have a sweet tooth, but if Oreos are in the house, man.
Samoas. It's the case.
Well, I was going to say, I was just going to bring up the tag-alongs at Girl Scout cookie season.
Tag-alongs.
Yeah, I could.
Tag-along.
Dude, I can go through a box in about 3 minutes.
Hey, but tag-alongs, they don't taste the same. They're getting crappier and crappier made.
Well, because they have two makers.
Oh, do
You know
they?
that? Yes, they have two makers. The Girl Scouts do. They have two different.
So I got the bad one.
I don't want to say
time.
kitchens, but when they switch between these two cookie makers, they do actually change the names of the cookies too.
Oh, then I got the bad cookie maker.
So, but yeah, tag-alongs.
What?
Elite.
I'm just reading the YouTube comments.
What, you just
Look,
looking at me.
I'm getting mildly unhinged, but I'm having my fun. That was the point. It's Friday. It's a segment that's supposed to get very loose, very uncomfortable.
God, it's not even noon yet.
That's the best part about this.
Jeez.
I'm off the rails and it's not even noon.
we're dirty in the morning.
This show's getting canceled in like 10 days. Like, we got 2 weeks left.
Or we're going to get really propped up.
I'm going to start looking at my buyout. See what my buyout looks like.
You don't want to see that number.
Why do I feel it's 0? By the way, side note, I found out Jonathan Smith has a $30 million buyout.
Yeah, that was
pretty wild.
That was hilarious.
That was
Listening
the
to the
news
boys
of
this
this
morning.
morning.
Whoa!
Like, whoa.
Like you could just hear it in their voice of like, damn, 30 million.
I'm really, really concerned that uncomfortable word of the day is just going to be uncomfortable Patrick for the week.
Yeah, when I had this thought.
I'm a very loose guy. I'm a very open-minded, hippy dippy.
By
I
the
believe
end of
in
the show,
pure utopian socialism, and right now I can't decide if I need to poop or if I need to go home.
I want you
or both.
Just clawing up the back of your chair by the end of the show. Like that is the aim of that segment.
Rufio on the YouTube, love the show. I start drinking at 10 a.m. now because instead of noon.
You know, I had a teacher. Shout out Mr. Schultz, wherever you are. I had a teacher, Mr. Schultz.
Had a little nip.
There were these. No, we always used to, you always used to claim that, this one teacher drinks. I don't think he ever did. Really smart guy. There were two girls sat in the front row, great soccer players, awesome people. One's a great friend of mine, the other's actually a great friend of my wife's. And they were sitting there in class one day, I think I was a senior or a junior, and they're like, Mr. Schultz, well, what about this? And it was a really stupid question. And he just looked at the girls and then looked at the class, looked at the girls, and looked back at us and said, that is the very reason why I drink myself every night. If I am here to help you start drinking, then I'm here for it. We come back. Web Gems is next. We'll finish up a little media action. Is this something that's must watch for the weekend, or will you let it marinate for a little bit? Harrison Meringue, 1080 The Fan.
I've interrupted happy time.
Sometimes it's bad.
No, son of a...
It's Web Gems.
What'd you do?
The Firm of Harris and Meringue on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
Web Gems, we do this every single day at 11:45. Coming up on the big nooner, buyers have made themselves known in the MLB as the deadline approaches. So what else do we got here? The NFLPA and why state-run media coming to a sport near you. God. Today's a lot of doom and gloom a little bit. Doesn't it feel that a little bit?
Did you see the other news? We didn't talk about this in the show prep. The NFL handed out a bunch of fines and sanctions to NFL-related people for selling Super Bowl tickets above face value.
No, I didn't see that.
Over 100 people.
Hey, man, we signed that here. Like, we get some concert tickets and some cool things like that here that you can get, and it's like, I think we get in trouble if we give them away.
Yeah, Russ, didn't an intern get busted for that years ago?
Oh, what, in the NFL?
No, here.
Here?
When was the last time we had an intern?
No, again, this is a long time
ago.
It was Will Ortner. Like, this is like
I don't even know that Will was ever an intern. I think our last intern might have been me, like 17 years ago.
The last intern was Dusty.
It's been a very long time.
Dusty was just before me.
Okay.
But like, I don't mean that just in here, but you technically can't.
No, yeah.
Like it's like there's permissible, impermissible benefits, stuff like that.
In terms of radio and giveaways and prizes and all that kind of, there are so many rules, and
we get in actual trouble,
big ass trouble for doing.
So it's like it's one of those
things.
It's like you can't do that. So yeah, it's if you, especially if you get Super Bowl tickets where you're probably selling them for anywhere between $3,000 and $7,000 a pop.
I'll tell you what, man. If I got free Super Bowl tickets, I'd just go.
Yeah.
Because I'm never gonna be able to afford it, nor will I, even if I could, even want to spend it on a Super Bowl ticket. If I got a free Super Bowl, I'd just go.
Yeah.
I would just go.
And again, even if the Raiders were in a Super Bowl, unless I had good tickets, it's too much.
I think I'd just go in the building. I'd probably leave at halftime, if I'm being honest. I'd watch the halftime show and I'd probably bounce.
It's like
spoken like a true coug.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, and if you're getting free tickets to the Super
Win or
Bowl.
lose,
we booze.
Mm-hmm.
Bars are real close too.
If you're getting free tickets to the Super Bowl, yes, you got to stick around.
I
for
think
halftime.
you gotta go.
No matter
definitely
no matter who the act is.
No. Backstreet of the Sphere. I'm there. I'm there. Finishing up our kind of media thing for this weekend, I heard some people talking about it and seen it floating around. Happy Gilmore 2 hits Netflix. I think it hit last night at 9 p.m., so it's live. I'm curious, is this must-watch, like, fired up this weekend, or let it marinate and see what people think?
I will say,
firing it up.
My plan is, I was debating, I had a bunch of buddies who went and saw the opening night of Fantastic Four last night.
And
nobody said lower than an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Here's the crazy thing.
Because I like Pedro Pascal a lot.
Look, I like the whole cast.
This is the way.
Speaking of British beauties, you got Vanessa Kirby in there. You've got, what's his name from The Bear playing the Thing.
I forget his name. Ebon Moss. Something hyphenated.
Not going to work here anymore.
Well, it's not one of those names that just sticks out that you remember.
And then you've got the dude from Stranger Things as Human Torch.
Yeah. Oh yes. And I forget his name.
I forget his name.
He was
too.
Eddie in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was like, he looks familiar. And I couldn't place it because he looks so different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with short blonde hair.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
As opposed to looking like Metallica.
But everybody I talked to was like, I wished it was longer. Which is not normal that you get from superhero movies. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And Russ and I, you and I, we talked about this a bunch of times. I am a solo moviegoer. I love going to movies by myself. And
I've not done it for a long time, but I used to enjoy that in my single days.
It is one of the. It is even in married life. It was in one of the, if wife was like,
well, especially once we had kids, that just
that goes out the window. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I'll go see a solo movie. I'm down with that. She's out with her friends. I'll go catch a movie. Cool, whatever.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
And that would probably be me in like Fantastic Four right now.
Yeah.
Although my kids might want to see that too.
And I think it's probably mildly acceptable to 10 plus.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think it's anything too outlandish in there. But I was debating, do I go see that tonight or do I watch the Gilmores?
They got a movie theater in Newburgh?
We'll get the drive-in.
Oh. But you don't have like a small old school small town movie theater.
No, we have to drive.
No,
further
they do.
now.
There is also one of those.
Oh, that's true.
They are a partner of the drive-in.
Yeah, and it's a little tiny movie theater, and it's not always open.
I think like on weekends. Basically.
Yeah, but they closed the Sherwood Theater. That's gone. That's being turned into Costco. Which, holy crap!
Well, and even the old Tigard Cinema, that's been gone forever.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
on
didn't know that.
99W.
I drive down to either Progress Hills.
They're
or,
turning like into a city park or something now.
Movie theaters alive and well in Vancouver.
There you go.
Well, I don't know about well, but they're alive.
Yeah.
I go to Progress Hills, like the one off Barrows, or I go to
Yes.
Bridgeport.
That's the one where I spoiled Han Solo dying for a poor fellow on Christmas Day when that movie came out.
Dude, that's so messed up.
Did you walk out and say
I
something?
walked out of the door and I was like, I can't believe they killed Han Solo. And the guy's like, thanks, I haven't seen it yet. As he's
Dude,
walking
you
in.
ruined that guy's life.
Yeah, like, you know what? He was like 48 years old and walking in pajama pants. So, you know what? Sorry, dude. Go to an earlier screening.
I saw The Force Awakens, 24 hours before it was released.
Mm-hmm.
And we waited in line for the release. And there was probably 15, 20 people in front of us. We were at Lloyd Center. Me and my buddy we had already seen it. And these guys in front of us, we were chatting them up the whole time because we were like drinking and had sandwiches and hanging out in line all day. And we get ready to go in, and my buddy turns to me and goes, dude, I can't believe we're going to see this for the second time. This guy turns around and he goes, wait, you guys have seen this? Dude, is it any good? Wait a second. Go away. Get the hell away from me right now. And I was talking to him. I was like, I could absolutely ruin this if I just walked in and said, I can't believe Han Solo just took a lightsaber to the chest. And just ruin a bunch of kids' days. But no, that's Jeff Russ.
That's what I
in.
did, but I ruined a 48-year-old man's day.
Shady McCoy.
In pajamas.
LaShawn McCoy ruined the last Avengers movie. He's like, I can't. R.I.P. my dog, Tony Stark. And
you were like, what the hell, bro?
It was like the night of the release. It was like, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's like I didn't go out on social media and say anything. I just opened my mouth.
He ended up getting like 70,000 comments.
I bet.
It was like, it was a bloodbath because that's probably been the most anticipated movie of the last 20 years.
No. Star Wars Episode 7. Bigger than the Avengers.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no. I might have to side with Patrick.
No.
I might have to side with Patrick here.
Let's go. I want to see the box
sorry,
office
as
on
big
that.
as the Avengers are and all those movies in the MCU, Star Wars bigger than MCU. I said it.
Yeah, I want to see the box office.
Endgame box office 2.799. Force Awakens 2.07. Ouch.
Ding 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 ding.
Domestically, Endgame 858. Force Awakens 936.
Mm-hmm.
Domestically, it is Force Awakens. Worldwide, it is Avengers.
By almost a billy.
You know, Force Awakens was okay. Do you think they're going to make sequels after Force Awakens? I can't wait to see what happens.
No, because they
I thought
screwed
that
them
was
all up.
I thought that was really well done, and I haven't seen a sequel since.
No, they're not. No, I think
I'm making a bad joke. guys.
if there is any more Star Wars stuff, it will be like a series on Disney Plus.
Like Andor. I just started watching Andor. Andor rules.
Well, or like the Han Solo vehicle movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And the standalones.
And what was the other one? Rogue One?
Yep.
Yes.
Rogue One's excellent.
I could see more like those, but in terms of like the episode 1 through 9, no.
I already know what's coming because I'm a nerd like this.
Okay.
There's the Mandoverse movie. It's supposed to tie in the Mandalorian and the Ahsoka TV shows into one movie. It's called The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Hey, look, man, you give me some Pedro Pascal and some
That's the next movie.
Rosario Dawson, I'm in.
And then the next movie after that is supposed to be episode 10.
Wait, what?
A standalone-ish Rey movie.
What happened to Daisy Ridley?
Ridley?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, she got Star Wars money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She went full Emma
She
Watson.
got Star Wars money.
No, she just did.
Emma Watson is a real actress.
Well, no,
I
I'm saying
wouldn't
like
say Daisy Ridley.
But
is.
no. I'm saying you get the big franchise money, and you don't ever have to do crap again.
Well, no, but Daisy, she did just do one fairly recently.
Did she finally
it's
do
like
something?
a skyscraper movie or
Okay.
something. I forget what it is. It's like Window Washer or something.
She was in a movie. I saw she was in a movie with Tom Holland. Looked like they were like out in the jungle surviving something. Looked like a bad action flick.
I think I remember. Yeah, you are correct. Bad action flick. I forget what it was called.
Last thing, are we watching Happy Gilmore this weekend?
Cleaner.
Russ,
Cleaner is the movie. She's a window cleaner
you are.
on a skyscraper.
I'm going to pass on that. You're going to watch Happy Gilmore this weekend?
Absolutely.
You going to watch
I will
Happy Gilmore?
We will. My entire family will watch both of them because both of my girls are huge Adam Sandler fans.
I'm surprised they didn't go 4th of July release. I really am.
I think we will watch. My wife and I will watch it as well. I'm going through Modern Family for the first time. So we're big fans of Claire on that show.
I love that
and
show.
she's in Happy Gilmore, so we'll.
Oh, that is her.
Yeah, me and Preschool will probably enjoy that.
Yeah, Julia.
Bowen.
Drawing a blank. Bowen.
Julia
thank you.
Hott.
Yeah.
That's her name. Julia Hott.
One of my favorite. I have one Modern Family moment that sticks out in my head. A scene that unlike any other, and it's I believe it's Claire and Phil's anniversary, and the kids are bringing them breakfast in bed.
Did they bring milk?
They have the tray of food. Yes, there is milk on there, milk and orange juice. Yeah. But the other thing is once they open the door, they realize what milking is going on in the room. And yeah, so they drop the food and they close the door. And one of the sisters asks, well, what happened? What are they doing? And Luke goes, I don't know what was happening, but whatever they were doing, I think Dad was winning.
I think Dad was winning too. All right, the Big Nooner is next. Come back, we'll dive into some NFL and some MLB stuff. That's next. The Firm, Harrison Meringue, 1051, the Fan Sports Network.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starts the day 5 games back of Houston in the AL West. They also currently are in the second wild card spot. The Mariners starting their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Same two teams back at it tonight, 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump for Seattle opposite Jose Soriano. for Los Angeles. Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks announced this morning he is retiring. He missed the first 2 days of camp due to what the team called a personal matter. Prior to spending last year in Cleveland, he spent 4 seasons in Philadelphia, 3 in Arizona, and 2 in Minnesota. 2 weekends left for PGA golfers to make the top 70 in FedEx Cup points for the playoffs. The tour this weekend in TPC Twin Cities, the 3M Open, and I just like saying the name Thorbjorn Olesen because that's fun. He is 14 under par, your leader after a 5 under 66 today. 1 stroke clear of Jake Knapp at 13 under par, Pearson Cootie at 12 under par, and then at 11 under you got Matty Schmidt, Chris Kirk, and Takumi Kanaya. First round leader Adam Svensson. He shot an 11 under 60 yesterday. Today, though, 1 over through 4. He is at 10 under par, 4 strokes off the pace. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Russ from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks game day. Before and after every Ducks football game this season. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, final hour here on the firm of Harrison Meringue. We do this every single day from 10 to 1 on 105.1 The Fan, the Sports Network. The Fan Sports Networks.
If you only heard what goes on in the break.
Nope. 1080 The Fan on AM. Shout out to our sister station, 910.
105.1 The Milk.
Get milky.
Hi, Bella listeners. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
If today was your Friday that you were like, I'm going to draw a nice warm bath, pull myself some Cavassier.
Why are they saying nasty things about Julie Bowen?
Nothing nasty about her.
Listen to some Bella while I
no,
chill
you can
in
still
the
draw.
afternoon.
You can still draw a bath again, but it's live, laugh, toaster bath.
Live, laugh, toaster bath. That's what I'm going to do.
That's the bath that you're going to draw.
If I'm not here on Monday, it's because it's a toaster bath. We'll get into this. Something real scary on the horizon in the NFL. At least I'm gonna warn the audience and warn the world that this is a very, very bad idea. Plus, the NFLPA can't get out of their own way. So that's what our last hour looks like here. But you know me, I love us a baseball. And
all right, fine. You get one segment.
Hey-ya! Got him. I also slipped him a 20.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, there's been like 4 other trades today. So
yeah.
you have to put them all in one segment.
Yeah, the trade deadline has officially become, and I am excited that the Seattle Mariners were the first to fire the really big shot. Now, usually when the trade deadline starts to begin, it's usually some ancillary pieces. Usually bullpen guys move. You really don't see names moving quite yet. For example, the Mets traded for Greg Soto today, which is funny because I know a guy named Greg Soto.
I saw Soto and Mets, and I almost crapped my pants when I saw the notification. I was like, what?
Can I also say it? First name Greg does not necessarily automatically fit
Gregory
with last
Soto.
name Soto.
I know.
I do love a good Donald Soto. It's like, what?
Greg Soto, the closer of Joe's Orioles, he gets traded to the Mets to bolster that bullpen. That's going to be much needed for them. I like that pickup. The Yankees get Ryan McMahon out of the Rockies. That shores up some needs at third base and some just atrocious defense by the Yankees in the infield. If you watch them,
is he related to Vince or Jim?
Yeah.
No, he is not.
No? Here's the thing: if you
Jim would be dope though.
If you were ever a Yankee, do you have to have your buddy go, I bet he plays for the Yankees. Like you just have to do it, right? Like
you have to.
Like a real pretty girl down there, Richard.
I wonder if he plays for the Yankees.
What's the name of that comedian?
But the big shot across the bow that went first, that'd be the Seattle Mariners trading for Josh Naylor. And as somebody who knows Josh Naylor as a player quite well, this is the beginning of what Seattle needs to do to get to where they want to be. But this is also, he is the first real domino to fall as you now see that the Mariners are going to be buyers. I think I would be very surprised if they were going to be sellers. But now the Mariners are buyers. The Yanks are in it. The Mets are in it. And it sounds like anybody and everyone not named Corbin Carroll for the Arizona Diamondbacks is available.
I mean, the interesting thing about baseball and where things are right now is the buyers are buyers and the bad teams are just like the Rockies. Like, sure, we'll give up, big man.
Well, I think one thing that's easier in baseball than any other sport, and this is why, and you're the basketball guy, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like rentals in basketball are really, really dangerous.
They are, and they very rarely work out.
And they very rarely get
especially
done.
if we're talking about something that really matters.
Like a Kevin Durant.
Like that, yeah, like a big deal because like it takes time. Like baseball's one-on-one.
Yeah, basically.
The only
it's a team sport of one-on-one.
The only relationships you really have, second and short, pitcher catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only like relationships like where you need to like kind of really have, be simpatico and be on time and have the same kind of thought process.
Did you say short second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those are the only relationships that you really have to worry about.
Yep.
Other than that, you're kind of doing your own thing.
I just tell you to get the hell out of my way if I'm in right field and you're in center and I'm getting the ball. Mine. Mine.
May I ask something here as kind of the least baseballman on this show? And I realize that Josh Naylor's had a couple good years in the last couple years.
ALCS appearance last year, Josh Naylor, for the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah. Is it fair or appropriate to call somebody a slugger when 93 games through the season they have 11 home runs and 59 RBI?
This is the exact thing that I brought up because
I never called him a slugger.
No.
No, but that's how he is regarded, like in every ESPN story and every headline about the trade.
Weird. ESPN doesn't watch baseball. I'm shocked. I tell you, shocked. Wait till 15 minutes from now.
Yeah. No, the whole idea of like it's a big. Josh Naylor's a good player. He's hitting 290. He's got 11 home runs. He's got 60 ribbies.
59.
59. Okay, so I was off by one. My bad. Good bat for sure. He's all like I said. He's hitting 290. And we were talking about this because I think we both saw some version of the same clip. What All-Star game was that? It was like 2004. Something like that, 2004?
Yeah, it's like 04, 03, 02, something like that.
Somewhere in there. It's all-star game. It's like now up to bat, Pudge Rodriguez hitting 370. Now up to bat.
Carlos Delgado, 355.
And you're just like
and 30 bombs.
Yeah, and like every single person that's coming up to bat is hitting like 350 plus. And it's like, what is there? 2 guys in the American League that are hitting over 300 this year and nobody in the National League?
I believe that is correct. It's Aaron Judge and...
Quan?
I don't think so. He's had a rough month.
Let's see. Batting leaders, all of Major League Baseball. Aaron Judge, 345. Will Smith, 323.
Will Smith is the National League.
Oh, you said AL. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I got where it was.
Jeremy Pena, 322 in Houston. Tampa Bay, 318. Jonathan Aranda.
Doesn't play every day.
Okay. On the Athletics, Jacob Wilson, 311.
All-star starting shortstop.
There you go.
Let's see here.
But still, we're at 4 guys, 5 guys.
Jake Myers in Houston, 308. Alejandro Kirk in Toronto, 304.
Yeah. So again, the guys that are hit there's 2 everyday players.
I'm just excited
By the way,
that
every single one of those guys has played at least 80 games this season. In the AL, 86 games.
Really? Even Aranda?
Aranda, 96 games played.
Dude, this is what happens when you don't have the hot core anymore. I'm getting lazy on baseball.
But again, the point being, there's no 300 hitters in baseball where they used to be prolific.
No, there's not. But if there's no 300s and I can trade for a 290 guy, I feel pretty good about that.
For sure. And that's the part of it. I'm not besmirching.
And Naylor's going to be a free agent next year. So is Eugenio Suarez.
Which is why the Mariners are going to go after them because they can go get him for a year and be cheap like they did with
wonder
Teoscar
what he would
Hernandez.
look like in a Mariners uniform.
Right?
Playing third base?
Yeah.
Kyle Seager's old stomping ground?
Let me get the
dude.
Photoshop going. It's like all the people like, here's a Photoshop of Damian Lillard as a Portland Trailblazer.
How many
Maybe
guys?
a different shot of like Teoscar Hernandez too. What would he look like?
How many guys got traded from a team and then got traded back to that team?
I would say in baseball, it actually probably happens the most.
Probably.
I would say that's probably the most
I'm trying to think
frequent
of somebody
league where that happens.
Because Greg Maddux didn't get traded to Atlanta. He signed as a free agent.
Yeah.
And I believe he went back to Chicago on his own accord. I'm trying to think here. Who else could have done that? Clemens wasn't traded from New York to Houston and then back to New York. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody. Eugenio would be the only one, but I'm sure there's other ones. But Suarez going back to Seattle, I think that would be great. I'm also hearing Suarez.
Did they trade him away, or was he a?
They traded him.
They traded him. Okay.
They traded him.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm almost positive
the guys that come back, like the famous names more recently, are Greinke and Pujols. Greinke going back to the Royals and Pujols going back to the Cardinals, but they weren't traded.
Yeah, they're
back
free
as
agents.
Now, this, I'm sure I'm going to get called out on this one, but I have a feeling both of them were free agency signings and not trades.
Take a stab.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Free agent to Cincinnati. I believe also free agent back to Seattle.
So that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Probably
I think
free
so.
agency
I
both
think so.
times, but yeah.
Osmus.
Ricky Henderson.
Brad Osmus.
Brad Osmus.
Duh. Why didn't I remember Brad Osmus? Houston?
Detroit.
Traded from Detroit to Houston, back to Detroit. Okay. The great Brad Osmus. Do you know who he is? He is the bench coach for a Major League Baseball team. Did you know that?
Is it the Tigers?
Nope.
Who's he for? Who's
He is the.
coaching for?
I always thought Brad Osmus was a bright mind in baseball and was looking forward for him to be the future until I found out who he works for.
Mm.
He works for the dumbest manager in all of Major League Baseball.
It's a longer list.
The dumbest.
Boone?
My number one.
Boone.
He is the Yankees bench coach. He works for Aaron Boone. Every time I see him on the phone calling the bullpen.
Oh, Jose Lima. Jose Lima's another one.
Jose Lima's played for 32.
Yeah, I know. I'm going down the list. Trevor Miller? Yeah, Trevor Miller was one.
I don't know who that is.
Pitcher.
Still don't know who that is. But I guess it doesn't happen very often.
It hasn't.
It'd be fun.
Kimbrel?
Craig Kimbrel. Was he traded?
He traded to the Padres and then
back to the Braves?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's your baseball segment for today. I hope
Ricky
everybody's
Henderson will
happy.
be a good one. He got traded several times, obviously, and several stints in Oakland, but only once was he traded to Oakland. When he came back, it was in free agency, I believe.
Somebody texted in Steve Blake. I
don't
don't think Steve Blake was traded back to the Blazers. I think they re-signed him
He
twice.
just likes being a Blazer.
Yeah.
I met him a couple times. Great dude.
He lived over in the West Hills for a long time.
Great dude.
That was the first thing that popped into my mind this morning on our favorite morning show. They asked about.
You listen to Dan Patrick every day too? Boom.
He who shall not be named.
It just fell out of my mouth.
Yeah, whoops. No, but they talked about who, like a former Blazer, would you want to have brought back several times, and for some reason the first one in my mind was Steve Blake.
Mine's
in terms of like a vibes guy,
Not just a
coming
vibes
back.
guy. There's some stories that I can't tell on air about Steve Blake.
Yeah.
Steve Blake may look like the most white guy you've ever seen in your entire life. He's one of the toughest SOBs that has ever walked on a basketball
Did he have
court.
3 stints here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a natty at Maryland. I love that team.
And a lot of practice fights. And if you want to feel old, Steve Blake's son is going to be a freshman for the Maryland basketball team next year.
Also a
fantastic.
national champion with another former Trailblazer, Juan Dixon, correct?
Indeed.
Juan Dixon.
Yeah.
Juan Dixon. Love that Maryland team. All right, when we come back, I'm going to warn you now. Like, if you're scared of the government taking over, you're going to get a first taste of this in the sports world. That's going to come down the pipeline next. I guarantee you will. That's Danny Meringue. That's Jeff Rust on the ones and twos. I'm Patrick Harris, 105.1 The Fan. NFLPA steps in it again. We'll get to that in about 15 minutes. But this is a very, very, very alarming thing to me. There are some other countries that do have state-controlled media, the BBC being the biggest one that comes to mind. Government-run media stations that overlook everything. And look, this is America, the land of the free. But look, take a peek around the climate. What's going on with any accusation that something's not true that is true, or making things up and telling you, look over here, instead of realizing that it's not true, etc. I always kind of felt that sports was a little more of a safe ground, that the NFL is king, but there's plenty of room there for you if you're a basketball head. There's plenty of room for you if you're a baseball person, soccer, footy, hockey, Tour de France, whatever it is, there was a lane for you to always get in. But this is something that's very alarming to me. We talked about yesterday about how the NFL and ESPN are closing in on a deal that would result in ESPN getting a lot of their assets, mostly Red Zone, okay? So you kind of look at that and you're like, all right, we talked about this yesterday. Go back and listen to the podcast. You can check that out. It's a little terrifying. I'm scared that what makes Red Zone so unique and so special might not be the same thing under ESPN control, but that's something I can live with. Came out today via Alex Sherman of CNBC.com. In this deal, the NFL will acquire up to 10% of ESPN as part of the plan. Disney owns 80%. The Hearst Group has the remaining 20%, and the NFL would acquire 10% of that. Now, this isn't as scary as, say, the government and propaganda, kind of like war-torn stuff that we've seen in the past from countries. But as a sports fan, this is terrifying to me because I think it signals the concept of ESPN will no longer give their attempt at fair and balanced sports
even
coverage.
Faking it at this point in time.
Yeah. We know that they would rather.
When did that change happen?
Yeah, that they would rather show.
Oh, you mean like not covering the collusion with the NFLPA union? Yeah.
Yeah, we already know that there's a ton of stuff to talk about in sports today, as you've noticed from this fine show here and the boys in the morning, and what primetime will give you this afternoon, and Luke as well coming up next. But they're at training camp right now with the Packers, and I get it. The NFL's king, so you want to. But once the NFL starts to own a little bit of you, how much crazier does that get?
Well, not only that, let's go a step further real quick. What happens at the next rights deal? ABC and ESPN don't even have to bid.
No, they don't. They already get it. They know they're in.
They never have to put in a fair bid ever again because the NFL owns you. The NFL owns you.
Well,
if you're Amazon,
back that up though. So, are you saying that they can put in a higher bid or a lower bid?
But it doesn't matter
because they will always say yes
because they own you. They own you, and if you're Amazon, YouTube, Apple, anybody else, NBC, you've got to be furious.
You probably got to pay out the boozle to get it
because we got this partner we own.
Are you telling me that ESPN becomes the place of Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night football?
I mean, they'll still sell it out piecemeal like they have been and make all the money. But
Amazon, I think, is pretty well locked in on that Thursday night.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying,
when that comes up, though,
yeah, when you talk about next rights deals, it's a fox in the henhouse. Like that's what you're dealing with. And if you're talking about having any journalistic integrity or standards, these two coming together.
I don't think ESPN's thought about that for a
while.
No,
but
I don't know if anybody has.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like now, there's not even an illusion of it. Like this is so far gone. This is like when you get mergers in major tech companies, or the Microsoft one years ago. The Microsoft Office monopoly, all that kind of stuff is like
Zune.
But you know what I mean though. Like this is
everything integrates over. This is
not good.
This just popped in my brain. Is this why Rich Eisen is coming to ESPN?
He doesn't have to move back though.
Is that why? But I mean, is that part of the collusion? See what I mean? Because he's a longtime NFL Network host. Because that's my next question. What does this do to NFL Network? Well, are we just eventually going to get rid of the NFL Network and mainstream it all through ESPN?
Though. It probably is part of the agreement, but that's not like a colluding thing.
No, I don't think it's colluding, but I just wonder if that's what's making it. what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like not transparent, but like free flowing into it. It's just part of the migration.
And look,
that's the word I'm looking for.
If you're
the eventual
ESPN,
migration.
bringing back Rich Eisen is just that's a no-brainer move.
But I'm trying to say in terms of how that relates to the
he does the red zone.
How that relates to the NFL network. Because what's the future of the NFL network?
Well, that's the thing. Is
if the NFL owns ESPN, does that channel just go away because ESPN is de facto the NFL network?
Well, it's not just the NFL network. So the Athletic, New York Times, and NBC all kind of have some of the additional details. ESPN would assume full ownership of NFL Network and NFL Red Zone, which I find the phrase full ownership to be kind of nefarious in that because the NFL is buying stake in ESPN, so that's not full ownership. But beyond that, it says for other NFL media properties, which includes NFL Films, NFL.com, the NFL app, and NFL Plus, ESPN will acquire some of the assets, but not control. So again, you have this ubiquitous, dare I say, milky situation that it's.
Did you really have to do that?
I mean,
he did. Of course he did. Have you been here for the last 3 hours?
Yeah. I've been here for the last 3 years, my friend.
I suppose you got a leg up, which is why it's more shocking that you didn't see that coming.
Come on now. But no, like clouding this up is just. This is gross because everybody's like, well, what's the worst that comes out of it? I don't know. A major collusion story not being covered by the network because it's owned by the entity. Any sense of like, well, it's not going to like, you've already got the literal example and they haven't even taken hold of the purchase yet.
Back to the government blanket covering your antitrust. Is that not this? Is this not monopoly?
I mean, it's not a full monopoly, but it's very close.
I love that
there's at least a monocle.
I love that the NFL will not have control over ESPN in any way, shape, or form, but will tell them what to do.
They are literal stakeholders. You can't this can't be allowed to happen.
It's going to be though.
It should not be allowed to happen.
Who's going to stop it? It's a nonprofit investing in a media deal.
Uh-huh. This is not good.
This is why these are some of the few little reasons why I'm okay. Sometimes I'm okay with Apple being the premier MLS holder.
Mm-hmm.
If Amazon wants to buy out ESPN and be the exclusive baseball home,
mm-hmm.
This is where I'm kind of just okay with it. Because putting everything on one network,
it's separation of church and state.
Exactly. Putting it on one network saying, okay, that's where baseball lives. That's where soccer lives. If football, I know they can't because everybody wants such a big piece of the
mm-hmm.
pie. But, in basketball, it was almost like that already. I really only watched Tuesday game or TNT games because I didn't really care for the product ESPN was putting out.
But it's not just that. There's also the addition element. I get what you're saying, and I agree in sentiment, but having the diversity of outlets, the reason
stretches the game.
But not only that, we get the NFLPA investigation because Pablo Torre is independent of ESPN, because Mike Florio's at NBC.
This article I'm reading is off NBC Sports. I mean, it's Pro Football Talk.
Yeah.
It's a Mike Florio article, and without that, Mike Florio can't put this out.
He needs a producer credit. It's a Mike Florio joint.
This is kind of a Mike Florio joint.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he's one of the few guys out there actually doing damn reporting.
But not just that, he also has enough juice to him, enough milk to him,
mm-hmm.
if you were, where
God bless America.
Fridays are going to be rough, fans.
It's going to be good.
Fridays are going to be rough.
But he can go out there and
he can say whatever he wants, basically.
And Mike Florio,
NBC's got to give him carte blanche at this point.
But not only that, like, people think what they think about Florio. Like, he has some takes where you're just like, that's a little out there. But also, he says what he says, and he just kind of stands by it. But he also does like the investigative stuff of like.
Well, there's two sides to Mike Florio. There's the one that's this is my opinion on a football game, and
mm-hmm.
the other is this is me being a journalist.
Yeah.
And I will always listen to the journalist, even if I don't subscribe to the Mike Florio's an idiot realm, but even if I were to think he's an idiot, I still respect him as a journalist.
Sure.
And that's where that kind of
and
matters.
that's where this gets dicier because as you look at the model of ESPN, they have axed so much journalism.
Right.
Like the only
around the horn.
I mean, who are the real journalists that are still employed there that are doing like investigative or profile work? Like Mina Kimes, she was on some podcast. It might have been with Pablo. Actually, it was with Pablo Torre. And they were talking about how they were effectively neutered in like 2015, 2016. And they were no longer allowed to do the things they used to do. And that was what kind of led to Pablo Torre being like, I'm going to go kind of be this quasi ESPN adjacent thing, but I'm going to go do my own thing. Like he was on PTI with Wilbon the other day, filling in for Kornheiser.
Okay.
Like, he's still kind of there, but he's not there. You know what I mean? So he's a step removed. But at ESPN, like it's Baxter Holmes. Baxter's on the NBA side. He's the investigative guy. And like I said, I mentioned this the other day. If you see Baxter around your building,
run.
Be afraid.
Yeah.
But that fear, like it's so stupid. We talk about this.
Or Don Van Natta, and he crosses all. He crosses all sports.
But there's only a couple.
Yeah,
and that's
but
the
if you
problem.
see Don Van Natta roll around, you're like, oh.
But Don didn't get going on the NFL stuff until Pablo and Florio did.
But Don is kind of he's more of an investigative, and it's not subject to one league or one sport.
Yes,
Don covers it all.
But besides Don and besides Baxter, where is that at now?
Scary, scary time. Scary place that this thing could go. We come back. The NFLPA steps in it again. And funny enough, this story was on the top headlines on ESPN.com. IDO searching for it. So already hiding some NFLPA stuff to protect, maybe. That's next. First, Rusty with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners have begun the buying process ahead of the trade deadline, acquiring first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks in exchange for a pair of pitching prospects. Seattle starting the day 5 games back of Houston in the AL West and currently in the second wild card spot. The Mariners starting their road trip with a win last night over the Angels in Anaheim. Those same two teams back at it tonight. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports. Brian Wu on the bump for the M's opposite Jose Soriano. Over in the NFL, Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks announcing this morning he is retiring. He missed the first 2 days of training camp due to what the team called a personal matter. Prior to spending last year in Cleveland, Hicks spent 4 seasons in Philadelphia, 3 in Arizona, and 2 in Minnesota. The Raiders have told defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, get out of town. You've been released under the terminated vested veteran designation. The team voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money based on how he rehabbed from a Jones fracture in his left foot. The NFLPA has filed a grievance on his behalf. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. Weekdays 2 to 3. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
you ever been to a volcano?
He can't sing with us.
Closing arguments here in about 10 minutes. We'll close up shop and see you on your way to the weekend. 503-864-6326. It's the fan text line. Shout out to the YouTube as well. It's funny that we were just talking about that. I teased this going in the break. It's funny that we were just talking about ESPN and a potentially becoming government controlled by the NFL. This story that we were getting ready to talk about, the NFLPA, your boy, Christian Wilkins, I had to go find it. It was on the front page, and now it's not.
Weird.
Let's see. What were the other stories that were more important?
There's 6 stories in front of it.
The Mets getting Soto.
If you go to the
that Soto is not a bigger story than this.
Go to the NFL page. It's the 6th story. There's
Shador not worried over limited reps for Browns. Ooh, Shador might make the list over there.
Justin Fields return. Shador Sanders not being worried about reps.
Shador. I'm about to put Shador on the list behind me.
Travis Hunter, his two-way role will all come together. Then there's a little note. Raiders releasing Wilkins NFLPA files grievance.
At what point do we recognize that Shador just sounds like maybe a curse word?
Shadoosh. Shadoociary.
Shador you, dude.
It's not a fiduciary. It's a shadoociary. But this is interesting. I feel like the hits keep on coming for the NFLPA because I always find it funny when certain things happen in the NFL, guys get released and you start talking about money and the NFLPA suing and going after the NFL. There's always some weird trigger, some clause being triggered by the NFL that I have never heard of until today. And that is the designation of terminated vested veteran. Anybody else hear this before? Are you guys just more junkies than I am?
Yeah, no, you get vested. No,
who's the last person to be terminated vested veteran?
It doesn't happen.
So yeah, so it's a thing that we just have never heard of.
Yeah, you have a certain amount of years and you're vested in your guarantees and all the things that come along with it. But this is actually a pretty crazy story because as the reporting goes around it right now, is that Christian Wilkins, who signed a big deal with the Raiders, he'd said, $27.5 million?
No, they avoided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money.
Yes.
So I guess that guarantee is only as good as the box that you put it in, like in Tommy Boy,
Well,
right?
the reason they're voiding it, because even though it's quote-unquote guaranteed, is there's contractual obligations that you need to uphold to. Like if you... Deshaun Watson is the messy one of all of that, but
which is why there's collusion.
Yes. But with Wilkins, at least the reporting that goes around it is that he was told by the team that he needed foot surgery, and he basically gave him the double barrel.
Well, it sounds like he needed a second one.
Yes,
needed another surgery,
and apparently he just number one didn't do it, and it has not gotten better, and he's not in shape.
Yeah, I wonder what the reason would be.
It's called getting if your worst case scenario, it's called getting the bag.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. Like if you're Wilkins, and that's why this is so brutal. First of all, you have nobody in charge of the NFLPA right now. I mean, I'm sure somebody is behind the doors, but nobody's truly in charge right now. So he's trying to file a grievance on his own behalf, and I don't see how you make money back on this, bro. You screwed this up. Someone tells you to get another surgery, you say no, and you get worse, and now you're fat and out of shape? I understand being scared to go under the knife again, and I definitely don't take away anything like that. I mean, what's the phrase? Like, it's easy to talk about surgeries when you've never had one. I've never had a surgery, so I'm definitely not saying, suck it up and be bigger and
I think
just
the phrase
get it done.
is
not one.
I think
No.
the phrase
I had a
is it's
hernia
only,
when I was like 6 months.
I think the phrase is it's only minor surgery when it happens to somebody else.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. So by all means, do I understand not wanting to go under the knife? But if you're worried about going under the knife ruining your career in football, you're gonna get 35.2.
Yeah, because it's guaranteed.
Yeah, when you take your trucks and go home, that's how you can take away the guarantee. This isn't like baseball and basketball where you can retire and still make your money. Like the NFL,
there's also there's insurance policies. Like we've talked about this to go to Deshaun Watson, because his body, not only him being a terrible human, his body is basically broken down. There's discussions about a quasi buyout that insurance would cover because he physically can't play again. Like this
the second Achilles tear in the same one.
If you want to come back to like locally with Brandon Roy, he had a handshake agreement with Paul Allen. They were going to have a medical retirement. They would take a hit on it and cover it, but their insurance would cover the rest. The problem arose when Brandon was like, I'm not done playing basketball. And he went to Minnesota and played, and it pissed PA off.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
It did.
I'm sure it did.
Because it's like, it's the handshake agreement, like the how that whole thing played out. And, hey, we'll financially, we'll take care of you. Like, and it wasn't about the money. It was about the violation of the agreement. I think, sure, it is quote unquote about the money with Brandon or with Christian Wilkins. It's about the money, but it's like, no, dude, we said you needed to do this. And now look, there does need to be probably some arbitration on this, because of a team telling you to get surgery, you can go get your second and third opinions and all those kind of things. But I haven't seen or read anything that says that he has.
And that's where you're getting busted. So that's where you're kind of like, you didn't do your own research. All you had to do was either get the second surgery or show them a reason why you shouldn't.
And then if you do that, you go take it through an arbitration, medical arbitration, and you kind of go down that path.
Without a doubt.
But it sounds like he said, nah, I'm good. I got guaranteed money. Gave him the double barrel, and the Raiders said, oh, bet?
Dude, I make radio money, and I had somebody look at my contract. If I'm making NFL money, I got real people looking at my contracts. I heard this story the other day, like Jerry Jones likes to meet with his players face to face when negotiating contracts. Hell no.
That's what I pay my agent for.
My agent is okay, you want to meet with me? You can sit down and talk to me, but my agent's going to be right there next to me. Right there next to me.
Have you seen the on the socials? There's like a cartoon cats, and it has the manager or high level manager, and it has like, oh, thanks for I brought HR along with me, and it's like, and then the employee's got his HR translator, and he's like, oh God, you've got your translator, and it's like, we're thinking you're not really thriving as well as you need to, and he translates it back to him like, they think you suck, you're not doing good enough, and it's like, but that's
I want an HR translator.
Yeah, but like that's the whole point of like,
can we get a Dusty and Cooley translator?
Yeah, like, we're really trying to create an environment for you where you meet your benchmarks.
We really want you to succeed, i.e., if you don't, you're fired.
Yeah, but it goes down this path of, the executives really believe that accountability is huge, and the employee the translator responds with, the top level executives, they won't be held accountable at all. They're just going to pledge like you are going to be the ones to take all the punishment. It's all your fault. They did nothing wrong.
This is not a team environment. Yeah. It's all going to come down on you.
Yeah, like also they're cutting back the workforce. They're scaling it down by 25%. But that's the whole point of an agent. Mm-hmm. The agent is in there to advocate for you, solely for you, wholly for you. The problem is now the NFLPA with all of this, you can't trust them to advocate for you.
Which is why your agent should be more and more and more important, because the agent is bestowed to you, not to the NFLPA. You are a member of the NFLPA, but the agent is bestowed to you. A lot to keep watching, as it feels like players in the NFLPA just keep going down this rabbit hole, and that's how you give up control. And that's why there aren't true guaranteed contracts, and that's why the average lifespan in the NFL is 3.5 years, because they'll take you and do with you whatever they want. We come back, closing arguments. We'll wrap up shop. The Firm, Harrison Meringue, 105.1 The Fan.
including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
The firm of Harris and Meringue is wrapping up for the closing arguments.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers. I want the truth.
On the Fan Sports Network.
You can't handle the truth.
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
Closing arguments here, 105.1 The Fan Sports Network, 1080 AM, 105.1 FM. That's us. Coming up next, bonus happy hour with Luke Anderson. He's got some fun guests.
You
for
went
the
to
first
auctioneer
hour.
on us there for a second.
I kind of did. He's got some fun guests for his bonus hour, and then the 2 o'clock hour, happy hour with Luke Anderson, primetime 3 to 7 to send you on your weekend into this Friday. Wait, stop, reverse that. Was my Willy Wonka moment.
There you go.
Send you on your Friday on your way to the weekend. I'm not 100% today, Daniel.
No, you're not.
Not 100% today.
You going a little rusted route over there? Send me on my way?
I'm not 100% today. We're starting to come out of it a little bit, though.
Send me on my way.
I'm feeling it. For those of you out there that suffer old man-itis, I sympathize with you, as it hit me at about 12:31 a.m. last night. I could have slept for like 2 more hours this morning. But I didn't.
No.
I got up and started to take a shower about the time you had to leave your house. I had a 26-minute drive to work this morning.
Must be nice.
I had a 26-minute. I can't believe there's no traffic whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to love Fridays.
I made sure
Going home's going to suck.
What I've noticed is that, Mondays and Fridays tend to be much, much lighter during the summertime.
Going home's going to suck. I can probably look
Oh,
it
yeah,
up right
Friday
now.
afternoons. Oh, yes, for sure. But I had to make sure to let Dusty know because we ran the promo of me talking about trains for so long. Like, well, why don't you leave earlier? Well, guess what? I left at 7:55 this morning. I still got stuck by a train for freaking 13 minutes.
You told both Rust and I that this morning. We were like, dude, we already know, man.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, you get no sympathy for me because I lived 2 blocks directly behind the old Stars Cabaret with that train track at Farmington and Lombard.
The Human Trafficking Center?
Oh, and that thing, if you didn't time that right, you could get stuck there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the same train that goes by me.
Ugh, it's awful.
Yeah, and there's 3 different lines you have to cross. I was arguing with Luke. He's like, well, no, you just, because he thought I was talking about the train right outside our building. I'm like, you just got to not go this way. And I'm like, no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the 3 different sets of train tracks I have to cross to get here.
I'm 42 minutes to get home right now. 42 minutes,
that's
15 miles.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I might stop for a beer.
You just got done talking about how you've old man-itis and you can't even drink water.
I'm starting to come around, though.
Oh, yeah, sure you are.
I'm starting to come around. I'm going to the Pickles game tonight. Got to get myself amped for that. Dude, it's Grateful Dead night.
Hour and 15 minutes for me.
Dude, that's only 30 minutes more from me. And how many miles do you drive?
36.
Yeah, I drive 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm a shade over 10, like 10 and a half.
It's so funny, man. It doesn't take, as the crow flies, or even as the freeway flies, it doesn't take far to get places in town. It's just everybody's going there too.
Doesn't take far?
Doesn't take far, man. We got to get out of here.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, you should definitely go get a beer.
I'm going to Grateful Dead Pickles night tonight.
There you go.
With some of our wonderful Odyssey peeps.
Look, shout out all the picks. Go say hi to Jeremiah and Joe.
I will. Those
my
guys
boys.
are great.
Lentz might as well be a foreign country for me. It
is true.
so far away.
It
is
is
a 2-hour drive for me.
That is true. I completely understand that.
They're like, "Are you going?" And I'm like, "It's Friday." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, Lentz is deep.
It's like
that's where my dad grew up too. My dad was a Marshall High School kid, but yeah, it's
deep. An hour and 46 minutes for me to make that drive.
Yeah, I think
because if you hit any traffic at all, it is ungodly.
We were just out that way, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and for me, it was like I think 45, 50 minutes.
I know game is at 7 tonight. And if I'm coming from North Vancouver, right now it's got me at 48 minutes. That's right now. Because the bridge looks terrible.
Well, you could just go over to Lentz early and just go set up at the Zoil House.
Yeah, I could do that. Although, you know what? Not a big fan of that neighborhood.
Wow.
No, really like the neighborhood of Lentz Park.
Look at you, crapping on East Portland.
Yeah, man, dude, I live in North Vancouver, baby. We the high life.
Yeah, well, rest
Back
in peace,
in
Marshall High
the
School.
high life again. See, I told you. I got beer on the brain, dude. High life. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Pickles game. It's Grateful Dead night, and I got really surprised because I said that to the wife, and then I realized I have no, tie-dye Grateful Dead merch.
I don't, purposefully. Tie-dye, I hate tie-dye. It's just, I see tie-dye, I'll say this. This is the gym the other day, and I saw a guy in a tie-dye shirt working out, and he had all of the, random stamp tattoos. It was like, I'm not anti-tattoo, but he smelled exactly like you expected.
Sounds like you're anti-tattoo.
My whole upper back is covered in tattoos. I am not anti-tattoo. Do not be stinky at the gym.
No, don't be stinky.
I walked by him
anywhere.
and I was like, oh God, you smell like patchouli oil.
I almost bid on some Bill Walton tie-dye shirts. I was thinking about it.
I bet you those stink.
I bet you they don't.
No, I bet you they stink.
I bet you they've been washed.
No. I'm not talking about
I
that
bet
kind of
they
stink.
have a fragrance.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not going to say
some
stink.
Northern Lights
I'm
varieties.
not going to say
some,
they stink, but
some
I
train
bet
wreck.
I hate that smell.
I bet you they got a fragrance.
Some Girl Scout cookies.
He had a full-size teepee. I bet you that thing was real stanky.
What's that most famous incense fragrance?
Nog Champa.
There we go. That is Bill Walton.
Does it terrify you that I knew that right off the bat?
That is Bill Walton's closet right there.
I did see a really cool T-shirt that you could wear as a Grateful Dead fan. It's a black T-shirt, and in white lettering, it says, "This is a tie-dye shirt with a skull on it." And I was like, okay,
That's
all right,
pretty cool.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. I'm kind of into it. Smells like Maui Wowie.
Yeah. Not my jam.
Not your jam? You not a marijuana guy?
I smoked maybe 10 times
But
in
you
my life.
follow the NBA, man.
Yeah.
You be getting exclusive interviews if you just learned how to roll a blunt, dude.
You just gotta keep living, man.
Yeah, man.
L-I-V-I-N.
I've said this before. I'm not a big smoker of anything. Like that. When I would get slammered, I had smoke a pack of cigarettes, or when I was overseas and I'm running out of chew. But
well, that's because smoking rules.
Yeah, I mean, we've
discussed
this. But yeah.
Y'all want to buy some drugs?
Yeah.
I remember I did the old pop can special at lunch at school one time. I talked to some buddies in the baseball dugout, and I was in math class immediately afterwards. I'm talking, this is like...
I have never felt dirtier than when I had to smoke out of a
yeah. Especially if you get older and it's like you're with a buddy and you're like...
I was in my 20s.
You're like, dude, I got some pipe. You got a pipe, right? And he's like, no, I don't. You're like, oh, no. This is not good.
I did that, and I went straight in my math class, and the teacher's got his back to me, and he says, "Mr. Meringue," and I startled because I was
Mr. Meringue.
I was so zooted, and I burped, and a giant cloud of smoke came out, and I just start waving at the air before he turns around and he sees me, I snap back to it. It was the most petrified fear I've ever had in my entire life.
As the fan text line says, pot smells amazing. You don't even got to smoke it or
God,
like
I hate
it.
that smell.
Smells
Hate it.
amazing. All right, that's going to do it for us. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Again, Mr. Anderson is next. You got prime time 3 to 7. Fist pump your way into the weekend, as the boys always say in the morning, and they'll catch you early on Monday at 6 a.m. We'll be back. Enjoy the Fan Sports Network for the rest of the weekend. For Danny Meringue, excellent job again today by Jeff Rust on the ones and twos. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.
I guess does that mean we should go milk something?
Right, Takis fans? Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips, so we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich?